What's going on, fellow A-plussers? It's your boy, Adam Perez. We're back once again with a brand new live video for you guys today as we're set to go ahead and stream and talk about night 2 of CinemaCon 2025, baby. We had ourselves a fantastic time yesterday evening, bringing in the Sony Pictures presentation and all the goodies and news and reveals and first look images that we wind up getting from some of the presentations yesterday. And we're back to do it again as we're going to get into night 2, as tonight is, in fact, a Warner Brothers presentation. Warner Brothers has a huge line of films that we're going to be getting ourselves into. I'm really here, though. Outside, look, I'm a cinephile. I love me some movies, but I'm here for DC Studios, baby. Okay, let's just be very, very real about that tonight. But we're going to be getting into all the goodness. The show should be starting in, excuse me, in about maybe 7 to 8 minutes here. Hopefully it's not as slow of an opening presentation as Sony Pictures certainly was. So we'll see exactly how fast it goes. Just as a heads up for people, again, there is no live stream for CinemaCon 2025. CinemaCon has not set up a live stream. So what we're going to be doing here tonight is I am going to be following people that are live blogging. And as they drop new information, we will be keeping you guys up to date. I've got a couple Twitter handles that are open as of right now to go ahead and follow along with people that are live blogging. And again, as they reveal information, quotes from some of the directors, creators, and stuff, we'll certainly be sharing all the first look images and stuff that they drop. Maybe we get some brand new trailers to go ahead and react to in real time. We'll certainly have to see. But it should be a busy night. It should be a fun night. Sit back. I got my chips to enjoy. I don't have any sponsors, but we got Cayman Jack here that's going to get me nice and feeling pretty good this evening. Got some coffee to go ahead and just kickstart this evening for me. So it should be pretty fantastic. What is different from night 1 to night 2, though, is I'm not alone, baby. I'm not alone. That's right. I got my co-host from our weekend show, A Plus Here Report, Stuart Branscombe, joining us live from he's in Anaheim right now, enjoying another convention going on this weekend, Wondercon. He sent me like 3 panels so far. So we definitely have some content that we've been posting on there for you. Stuart, how is WonderCon, man? How are you enjoying your air? And what is the Bridge of the Starship Enterprise like?
Bridge is amazing, as you can see. It's totally not just some random 2D background. I totally have full access. I can hit up the replicators if I wanted to. I could even go down to the holodeck and just really increase the production of the show. I just choose not to because I'm too humble, Joking aside, though, Anaheim's been great. The convention was awesome. It ended on Sunday, and we went to quite a few panels. I didn't get to any interviews because I really should have Friday. Friday would have been my opportunity, but my thought was I'm going to wait till tomorrow when I have more options. That was a mistake because that was also when it was a lot more busy. And so there wasn't a single person I wanted to interview that didn't have like a huge line, to get autographs. And so I didn't want to like interrupt the line and be like, oh, hey, can we just let this line get bigger while I pull you aside for 5 minutes for an interview? So unfortunately, no interviews, but the panels I recorded 3 of them. All of them amazing panels. So we got I think 2 of them are up right now. So we got the writing for animation, which is up, and it kind of goes over like some of the writers for some DC animation, Gargoyles, and of course the Spider-Man animated series. I learned a lot about the Spider-Man animated series through this panel that I never knew before. The other one we got that's up right now that must be like, I'm not even gonna lie, this is the most fun I've had at a panel since the first WonderCon I went to when it was a Boom Studios panel. They were announcing the 20th anniversary of the Power Rangers comic books when it was the Lord Draken series. I went to the Skeleton Boys comic panel, or to the panel, which is basically the boys from Skeleton Crew. And I wasn't really sure like what to expect from it. I kind of assumed it was going to be like the crew, and then it was just going to have like the 2 boys from the show. But no, the panel itself was just basically Robbie Cobbett Connors. Sorry if I pronounced Cabot Connors, or yeah, however that's pronounced, and Robert Timothy Smith, the two of them there. And I was like kind of worried at first. I'm like, oh man, it's just the two of them. How is this? I don't know how they're going to do because they're kind of young. How are they going to like be able to hold this whole panel? But no, the two of them, oh my gosh, they had not only so much energy like the entire time. The two of them were incredibly intelligent, which just really surprised me. Like they really knew what they were talking about in terms of just like overall film production and just all the stories they had about working on set. The fact that like they're that young and they knew when to keep their mouth shut about certain things because of like, you know, NDAs and stuff like that. Man, if I was their age, I could not. Like I would be telling them everything that would get me fired from the you know, production. I'd give them all the spoilers and that kind of stuff, the things we weren't allowed to talk about. But man, these two kids were absolutely a blast to watch. Although I will definitely disagree with Robbie because the very first thing he said is, well, I definitely think I needed some coffee before this panel. And I'm just like, after watching that panel, I'm like, no, you definitely did not. Absolute blast though. And then the last one that will be uploaded hopefully on the channel soon. We got writing for specifically DC animation, although they go over a couple of things besides that. And again, great panel. They talked about one of my favorite Supernatural episodes because I was never like a huge Supernatural fan, but I watched a few episodes here and there. But of course, the episode I came back for was when they did the Scooby-Doo crossover, and they talked a lot about that. And I think they had like one of the funniest things to say about that, where one of them was like, oh yeah, I think we wrote like the best Scooby-Doo and Supernatural episode. And then the guy was like, no, I think we wrote the best Supernatural episode. I don't know if we wrote the best Scooby-Doo episode.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, hopefully we'll have the that panel up here sometime in the middle of the week. There is a 2-minute countdown here to the Warner Brothers presentation. I'll keep you guys posted as to whether or not it starts on time. I'm going to be doing a lot of refreshing. You have a laptop in front of you, right, Stuart?
I do indeed.
I don't know
it's only one screen, so I don't have my usual setup, but I can do my best to kind of look up.
Yeah, let's look up some information as it comes out. If we need to do some refresher courses, certainly let me know. Let's see here, though. I do want to give some shout outs to people that are joining us live here today. Jacob Wells in the house. What's going on, Jacob? Good to see you, man. From yesterday, says can't wait for a Warner Brothers panel, and Universal is tomorrow, while Paramount and Disney is Thursday. I probably won't be able to do live panels for the last 2 days here, but I am very much looking forward to especially Paramount and Disney. So maybe what I'll end up doing is sometime Thursday night, I may do just a live review, not a reaction, but a review of the news and stuff that wind up dropping from Disney and Paramount. So if you guys want to join me there in a live review on Thursday, certainly go ahead and let me know. Ram Jam in the house. Appreciate you coming through, man, since I have the day off tomorrow. So I decided to join night 2 of the CinemaCon coverage. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, sit back, relax, guys. Have a good time. Is it true we're going to get a new project announcement along with Superman trailer? Good to see you, Hungry. Look, my predictions real quick as we go into tonight. I'm hoping for Superman stuff, really like dense stuff, maybe a new trailer. I expect a Supergirl reveal from Millie Alcock, maybe even seeing Jason Momoa as Lobo in here, or at least like a title reveal or something like that. Probably small, but I'm hoping for something Supergirl related. I think we even get an official Clayface announcement. Maybe they talk a little bit about what brought this forward, maybe a brief synopsis of it. And then I think maybe making the cut, I'll even put this other prediction out there, maybe Sergeant Rock. We had a announcement of Colin Farrell last week, possibly picking on the role as Sergeant Rock. I am kind of curious as to whether or not they will officially announce it then. So those are my 3 big movies I'm thinking DC may talk about here tonight, but I don't know. We'll see. Laser, what's up, mate? Laser, appreciate it. It's the first time watching. I just found this on my YouTube homepage. I subscribe. Laser, thank you so much, my man. I really appreciate the support and you coming through with us tonight. Should be a really fantastic one. Enrique in the house. Can't wait for some updates about Mario Brothers. Hopefully tomorrow from Illumination, Shrek 3, and Bad Boys 2. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff looking forward to in the next couple of days here. We got Hunter in the house. What's up, Hunter? What's your thoughts on Snyder Bros believing everything that leaks about Superman and movie leak plots? Yeah, at this point, I kind of ignore the movie leak plots, especially today, considering that it is in fact April Fool's Day. So I've already seen like three or four takes as to who Batman's going to be today, like different actors. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not believing anything I hear right now.
The one that made me laugh so hard, because they do this every year, but Comic Book Cast, I saw one of their thumbnails saying breaking, Jonathan Majors confirmed as Batman.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing some outlandish stuff here today. All right, so the Hollywood Handle says it has begun. It has begun. So the panel is currently underway. And similar to what we did yesterday, I'm going to be bringing up Twitter profiles and stuff to get you guys, let you know what people are saying, make sure that we're all on the same page in regards to what's going on. Laser says the main theme playing right now at CinemaCon. Oh man, let's go, baby! I've been waiting for this. I'm interested that they're kicking off with Superman here. I guess that's probably the way that you want to do it. Everybody's here for the Warner Brothers panel, so for the DC stuff, to be honest with you. So yeah, it would make a lot of sense. So right now I'm going between 2 or 3 Twitter handles right now. CinemaCon, which was brilliant last night and keeping things up to date. I'm also cycling through Hollywood Handle. And then I even put up Jeff Schneider a little bit. He had some tweets yesterday. I don't know if he was doing it real time or not, but he had some tweets. And then Stuart, if you wouldn't mind, if you would be on if you wouldn't mind being on just Twitter Watch in general, maybe if you see some things that wind up dropping, whether it's not if they release like new images or if a trailer drops, or if you see any additional information in regards to some of the stuff that we're talking about here tonight, feel free to bring those up, or at least let me know, and I'll search for them too. But yeah, appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. Look, especially if you're in the live chat, do us a big favor, man. Hit that like button. Let people know that we are currently live right now, talking about our favorite things. So yeah, I'm expecting Superman. I'm expecting a Supergirl reveal and a title announcement. Hopefully we get some Clayface information here tonight, and maybe just a brief announcement for Sergeant Rock. Do you think we get ourselves a Brave and the Bold Batman actor announcement, Stuart?
I've been hearing so many rumors about this, and I see it as a possibility. I'm not going to make it my prediction, though, only because I think it's more likely we'll get a announcement about the Batman 2.
Gotcha. Hunter says, who is your pick for Batman? There's so many names out there. For some reason, though, I've been coming more and more around to what's his name? Alan Richardson from Reacher for some reason. I was really impressed with him as from the Titans, as Hawk.
Oh, Hawk, yeah.
He has the body build. I don't know what his range is as far as acting goes, but I don't know. I for some reason Alan, but I'm open to anybody if they're good. If anything, I would want somebody that's not a really big name, not super recognizable. So I think Alan fits that bill. And they could go more no name if they wanted to. I'm okay with that. But that for some reason, that's where I'm leaning right now. What about you? You have anybody, Stuart?
Alan. Yeah, I'm also going to go with Alan Richardson at the moment. I really enjoy him in the show Reacher. I've only seen the first season so far, but I am going to start season 2 pretty soon. I think he's just a phenomenal actor. And then also, like, the other big thing that I brought up a few times is that I want to make sure, I just want this Batman to be very different from Robert Pattinson's Batman, just so we have a clear distinction. Like, this is our more fantasy-esque Batman, whereas like the Robert Pattinson Batman will stick as the kind of more grounded, down to earth Batman. Just something so like casual audience members don't get completely confused by why there's 2 Batman at the same time.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you there. Hunter says Scott Atkinson. I hear that's another big name that's currently going around right now. So that certainly would not surprise me whatsoever. But yeah, we'll have to see how it turns out. But we'll see if we get an announcement or not. I am also expecting some talk about Sinners, which is upcoming. They may talk a little bit about the Formula One Brad Pitt film. The trailer was great. Maybe we'll even get some Mortal Kombat 2 stuff in here briefly. And then, of course, maybe even The Conjuring, as they've got one more film that they're going to be dropping, at least for us. So we'll see what we get. And they may have a couple of other ones. Yesterday was interesting in the sense that they talked about a lot of movies. Some movies got a fair share amount of time. Others they just name dropped and went through. So we'll see how they handle it.
Indeed.
And just so you guys know, I'm constantly refreshing here for you guys too to see what else drops as we're discussing some things here. Let me know, besides the DCU stuff, is there any other films that you guys are interested in? CinemaCon here just posted something. Let me go ahead and bring that up here, give you guys an idea of how the presentation is starting. Since we start Warner Brothers presentation with another behind the screens, the Faces of Exhibition with Toronto, Canada's Gurbani Marha. So kind of like yesterday, they did kind of start off with a presentation of just Hollywood in general. So we'll see.
Scott Adkison, what has he been in before?
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know off the top of my head. Guys, what else has Scott Adkison been in? Like, what is he most notably known for? Let me know. While you do that, I'm going to put on some music too. We had some music on yesterday. If it's too loud for y'all, let me know. All right. What yeah, if you guys know what else he's been in, let me know. Laser says I feel like we need a smaller name for Batman. Alan is great because if we just had a big celebrity, then all we would think about is that actor, and not Batman Bruce. Yeah, that's why I want a smaller name, similar to what they just did with Superman, right? I mean, I've heard of David Cornsweet in a couple of things, but he's not like a really big name actor. So if they give the big sort of characters like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, not big recognizable names that won't take away from who the hero is, I'm okay. I'm perfectly okay with that, especially when it comes to the big three.
Yeah, that also would make sense. And then Coyote versus Acme, owned by Ketchup Entertainment and Warner Brothers Pictures Animation. Can't wait for the news. I hope so. Because it was definitely a movie that I was like, it's not even that I was like looking forward to it, but again, because it was one of the many movies that like Warner Brothers just kind of axed when I heard that it was actually going to be coming out into theaters, or it was actually bought by someone that it was actually finally going to be like, published. I was like, yes. Yeah.
I am curious. Somebody was asking me the other day on our Facebook page if I thought that they would ever release Batgirl. And I was like, I don't think so, because that we're moving into the new DCU and you don't really want to bring up sort of the past. But they were like, hey, never say never. And I feel like the past 5 years has been a very much never say never. So I don't know if that's ever even a possibility.
I don't think it is, only because I think they've already gotten their money back basically for that movie. Whereas like with the Coyote versus Acme movie, they had yet to get their money back for it. I think they were going to wait for a bid to see if someone was going to pay more money than they would have gotten for the refund. And because someone purchased it, that's the only reason they haven't like completely sold it off yet, or they haven't completely like filed it as like a loss yet. So I don't think at the moment it's legally possible for Batgirl to ever like be published.
Yeah, you might be there. You might be right there. Laser, I watched John Campea, and you heard that Batgirl was really bad film. And if the movie was bad, Batgirl would really damage DC. I mean, Joker 2 already caused a lot of damage for DC also. Yeah, I do love. I do watch John Campea. I've been watching him for years when he used to be back on his. He used to work for Collider, but I remember him before that at AMC. I'm a big follower of John Campea. I didn't know he said that, so thank you for that information, Laser. Ram Jam. Are we talking about Scott Atkins? No, I think I think Hunter said Scott Atkinson. Is that his name? I'm not sure.
I
Potential
looked it up on
future Batman.
IMDb, but I couldn't really find it, so I think it's
Scott Atkins.
Yeah, Atkins. Oh no, it is Atkinson, but it's spelled slightly different. That's the only one I could find.
All
It's
right,
spelled
y'all.
Atkinson.
We got a Superman cast in attendance at CinemaCon. All three of them are certainly there right now. I figured they probably come out and talk about it a little bit. So they're probably doing the presentation for it. If you guys haven't seen it, there was a great interview with David Cornenswet that Time magazine just went ahead and dropped. It is currently up on our Facebook page if you want to check it out for yourself. But it's a Time magazine interview with David Cornenswet. It talks to him. It talks to James Gunn about the process of him becoming Superman and learning just a little bit more about David. It's a really great interview. We may talk about it on Hero Report actually later this week when we go over some of the CinemaCon stuff. But yeah, according to go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, does he like talk about like the process of becoming Superman?
I think he talks about like the responsibilities of it, if he feels pressure. Yeah, he talks about him working alongside James Gunn and trying to bring Superman to life and whatnot. James Gunn talks about the idea of like how many questions this man asked him all the time. He's apparently David Cornenswet's like a pretty intellectual guy. He's a very smart guy. So when he gets into things, he really wants to get down to the meat and potatoes of it, you know. And James Gunn is just like, dude, it got to a point to where he was just really, really annoying me. But you know, I would always answer his questions respectfully, and then when I would see what he would do with it on screen, he's like, it blows me away every single time. I've been hearing praise about how great David Cornenswet's in this role, so we'll see.
Refresh and oh, here we go. Okay, it's saying that there should be both Superman and Dune related news coming soon.
Superman and what?
Dune.
Oh, that's right. Dune is Warner Brothers, isn't it? Damn. Yeah, they probably will have some Dune announcements here too. I didn't even think about it.
Ooh, while we're waiting for some news, I'm going to show off some stuff that I got from WonderCon real quick.
Yeah, let me pull you up here. Go ahead.
All right. So I got these all from the same vendor, but I just absolutely loved it because I love it when franchises kind of like collide and everything. Also, let me know if something pops up news related.
Yeah, I got you.
Pause on this. But yeah, so the first one, King Bob. So basically Bob's Burgers and King Bob from Recess. Absolutely love it. Next one, I think this one might actually be my favorite. So I got Beavis and Butthead and Jabba the Hutt. You got Butthead as Jabba, and then I forgot the little rat creature's name, but Beavis is a rat creature. I'm just like, yes.
That's great.
This one's so weird. We got Doug and Death Note with like Ryuk right behind Doug, and then of course Doug holding up an apple. And then even if you don't watch King of the Hill, I'm sure everyone knows what this is referencing. We got Bobby as a Super Saiyan just going, I don't know you. That's my purse. This one looks really cool. We just got like Trunks wearing, Link's outfit, and I just think it looks badass as hell. And then lastly, from this vendor, we got Daria in like just a very casual Batgirl
cool.
cosplay.
I dig it.
Feels like something you would have seen like at the end credits of like a random episode of Daria, because they're always like the characters in different outfits. But yeah.
What's up, HMPD? Good to see you in here, HMPD. Thank you so much for certainly coming through. Laser says the hate for Superman on Twitter is so annoying. Yeah, man, it's I just feel like as Twitter's just become so reactionary, judging things before it's even had the opportunity to show what it's capable of. There's nothing wrong with being opinionated or having your doubts and your worries, but the level of hate that I think sometimes it gets is kind of crazy. To me, look, I've said this before, Twitter's become such a cesspool. It's not really like a reliable source of opinions. I feel like for me personally, I mean, I have my few people that I certainly listen to and I watch and stuff, but it's hard to take people's opinion seriously on Twitter, because it is very a fuel towards just hate or Snyder Bros, and just not being okay with change, and being reactionary just really rubs me the wrong way. Maybe because I'm I'm an old head like that, Stuart. I came up in the 80s and the 90s, as a comic book fan first, and never having live action movies before when it comes to superheroes, and so I think there's a level of appreciation I think I still have for seeing these characters brought to the big screen for the very first time, and just like an open-mindedness to allow creators to let their vision shine, and then fully judge it after I've had the opportunity to see it. But nowadays, man, it's like you get one image, people dissect the hell out of it before it even gets the opportunity to really prove itself. So it's a little bit of a bummer, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's also like just become like the place of like, if one person doesn't like your tweet, they will like get a bunch of bots in there to like, just harass you over and over. It's just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Nick, for sure. Laser says, I only use Twitter for promo images and movie news, but most of the time it's a nightmare to be on. Yeah, I same here. That's the only reason why I'm on Twitter, is so I promote my YouTube channel, Facebook page, posting movie news. Outside of that, I dip out quick. Because it could be pretty toxic. Hollywood, hold on one moment, let me pull this up here. It's not a Superman update, but they are just letting us know Jeff Goldstein on stage to initiate Warner Brothers panel. This is kind of what happened yesterday with Sony presentation. They had a bunch of like CEOs, head of the company, presidents of this, CEO of that, kind of come out and talk a little bit about to the movie theater owners and stuff before they really. I mean, once it starts, man, it was like a flood of information yesterday. I was hard to keep up at times.
So Jeff Goldstein, is he the one who owns AMC, or what does he own?
It says he is I don't know. That's a good question. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I think CinemaCon has it. President of Global Theatrical Distribution at Warner Brothers. The big picture begins now. So I'm wondering if that means the big picture in regards to, is that the DC Studios big picture title, or is this the Warner Brothers title for their presentation? I think it might be the Warner Brothers presentation, but if he's part of global distribution, that's probably meaning like, this is going to be the movies that are going to be distributed everywhere worldwide over the next year. So kick us off, man. Kick us off. What I liked about Sony yesterday is they had like end caps of Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse in the beginning, and then Spider-Man 4 towards the end. I think they ended it off with the Beatles though, but it was a nice sort of spreading things out. So I'm kind of curious if DC will kick it off or if they'll wrap up the show.
I was really kind of intrigued by their plan with the Beatles, and how it's like, we have 4 movies coming out about each individual member, and it's all coming out the same month. I'm curious if that's going to be something that like helps, that actually is a moneymaker for them, or if it ends up being like such a terrible disaster that no studio ever does something like that again. I'm also kind of curious if theaters are going to be doing like bundle deals, like hey, you can marathon all 4 of them together for the price of just 1 movie ticket, or maybe 2 movie tickets. If they'll do like a kind of a deal like that. I like that it's something completely new that I haven't heard of any other studio doing something like this before. Whether or not it's going to work, we'll have to wait and see, but I give them points for creativity.
Yeah, it feels epic on the scale of like Lord of the Rings sort of extended edition level, like really going out of their way to make something epic. So I didn't know each movie was going to be about each individual one. I thought it was just going to be like just a general movie sort of connecting for 4 pieces. But you've heard each movie will be solo?
Yeah, from what I understand, it'll be I'm sure like all 4 of them will be in all 4 movies, but the main person they'll focus on will be a different person in each movie. And I don't know if it all takes place at the same time or if it's like, for the beginning part, we're focusing on one character and then the next part we're focusing on the next. I don't know how they're structuring it. But yeah, the main thing I've heard was that it's going to be, each of them are going to be like the main characters in their own movie.
Okay. I mean, maybe it's like maybe it's like an overarching story that connects, but each movie will have sort of a main protagonist in it. Like maybe it'll focus on this person as the lead part of this story, but still include everybody. I wonder if that's how the route that they'll go. It's from Hollywood Handle. A sizzle reel is now being shown. Showing many new scenes from Warner Brothers' upcoming films: Superman, F1, a Minecraft movie, The Bride. Oh, The Bride. Yes. Oh my God. I cannot wait for that one.
Does that mean The Bride of Frankenstein Universal type of thing, or is it The Bride like from DC Studios?
Oh no, I think this is the Universal one. They've got two. I think Guillermo del Toro's working one on, I think that's for Netflix, but I think they have a Maggie Gyllenhaal and Christian Bale one that's going to be in it is The Bride. I believe that's the one that they're referring to in here. So it'd be cool to get a first look at that. All right, and they may start.
Funny if they try to market it in a way to where it's like if someone just glances at it, they might think it's a tie-in to DC.
Yeah, just title name alone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he says Hollywood Handle says we got to see a good look at Christian Bale as Frankenstein in The Bride. Keep refreshing your Twitter every like 2-3 minutes here. Just to see, maybe I wonder if they'll drop a exclusive image here of him, some brand new images or something.
I hope so. So is he playing Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster?
I think he's Frankenstein monster.
Okay, because I could see him doing a really great job in either way. Wait, is that Gwendolyn Christie as the bride?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, maybe. It's not. Never mind. It looked like, okay, sorry. From a distance until I pulled the photo up of the actress, it looked like Gwendolyn Christie for a second. That would have been awesome, though.
I am seeing reports on Twitter right now. Robert Pattinson may have been spotted. Y'all. We've got then again, it is April Fool's Day, but I've seen like 2 or 3 accounts reporting this already. Also, CinemaCon, Pam Abdi, Michael DeLuca from Warner Brothers take the stage to discuss Warner Brothers New Line Cinema and DC Studio releases. Look, man, there's a lot of rumors going around right now that Pam Abdi and Michael DeLuca could be on the chopping block. I've been hearing reports of David Zaslav looking for brand new heads of Warner Brothers here in that regards. So maybe this is like their final hurrah, trying to push, maybe trying to save their job here. Hopefully they have some really good back-to-back bangers of DC movie or Warner Brothers movies to help justify them keeping their job here. But Warner Brothers says that that's just a rumor, that's not true or not. So we'll see. Warner Brothers has been taking a lot of L's lately financially at the box office, at least. Benito, I'm sure the RP thing is April Fool's, the Robert Pattinson thing. I will just say I've seen it for like Cinema Burst has just reported that there was like two other ones that I had seen, but again, take that as a grain of salt. You're absolutely right, Benito. The way that today is, you never know.
It was probably not the smartest thing to hold CinemaCon on April 1st. Because now people looking up this information on the internet are going to say, "Oh, it's just a joke. It's not real."
Yeah, that is the worry, huh?
Real quick, I'm going to show off one other thing that I got from WonderCon because this one is actually pretty awesome. So for context, this is actually the very first comic book that I bought back in. I don't even remember, early 2000s. I don't know what happened to the original copy of that comic book that I bought, but I saw it being sold at WonderCon, and I'm like, yes, I need to buy this for sentimental value. So this is Teen Titans number 12 by Jeff Johns, one of my favorite Teen Titans runs of all time. This was the comic book that got me into comic books.
I love it, man. Yeah, I was a big fan of his run. On-screen message from Ryan Coogler is now officially being shown.
Ooh.
So maybe we're gonna get some news. Pam Abdi and them did say hitting theaters this month are both Minecraft and Sinners movies, and now we've got an on-screen message from Ryan Coogler, so we might get a little bit of Minecraft here. Looks like Sinners might be up to bat right now in regards to what they're discussing, but we'll keep you guys posted. But it looks like Sinners and Minecraft might be the first two movies they're going to be talking about here.
Is that coming out? You said Sinners is coming out this month?
Yeah, I believe it's April. I can't remember when in April though.
Oh, here it is, April 18th. Cool.
Ryan Coogler apparently has said this is his most personal movie yet, according to Hollywood Handle. Saying what Ryan Coogler is saying. Yeah, he says Sinners is his most personal movie yet. I'm really eager to see this movie. This is in my top 5 most anticipated movies. Not only am I a big Ryan Coogler fan, but I do love original movies. I am one of those people that say, please give me original movies, and I go in and I see them. So anytime Ryan Coogler has a great original idea, I'm going to be there, man. I feel like this man has never struck out in any of the films that he's done. Financially, I think that they've been relatively profitable also. So always bet your money and put your money on Ryan Coogler, man, for sure.
I love Ryan Coogler. I love Michael B. Jordan. And of course, I love vampires. So this feels like the perfect movie right up my alley.
And I love Haley Steinfeld. I just want to throw that out there too, man. I'm glad she's
I forgot she was in it.
She's in this movie too. Yeah, got to give Haley Steinfeld some love for sure. Just still refreshing over here for you guys. But yeah, I wonder if hopefully they'll say, oops, dang it, Adam, why did I do that? Let me make sure I go back. Ryan Coogler delivers a message. It's my personal love letter to cinema and the movie-going experience. Sinners is my most personal film to date. I can see just from the trailers alone why there was such a big bidding war for this movie, and I've really enjoyed the marketing campaign that they've had for it. Honestly, too, they've had a lot of cool like behind the scenes, getting really personal with the cast and stuff. Looks like they've now moved on. See, I guess because Sinners has had so much content out there right now that they were already in the middle of their marketing. So the idea of them marketing even more, I don't want to say doesn't make sense, but other films are now being spotted here. They've moved on to other things here. Regina Hall, Teyana Taylor, and Leo DiCaprio are in the house to talk about One Battle After Another. I haven't heard of that film before. Have you?
I am not, but I'm Googling it now. One Battle After Another.
The cast is officially on stage right now. So yeah, Regina Hall, Teyana Taylor, and Leo DiCaprio are in the house to talk about One Battle After Another. Are you guys familiar in the chat? Have you guys heard about it at all? Stuart, what you got?
Okay, I did watch a trailer for this. I don't remember what movie I was watching, but yes, I do kind of vaguely recognize, the trailer.
Is there a synopsis for it?
Let's see if I can find a synopsis. Here we go on the IMDb page. When their evil enemy resurfaces after 16 years, a group of ex-revolutionaries reunite to rescue one of their own daughter. That is so vague. I do not understand. Yeah, like holy crap. Let's see. I'm trying to look through the images.
Appreciate you coming through, Pixar. Thank you so much, Pixar, for certainly showing up tonight.
It's got Leonardo DiCaprio looking like a homeless dude. And then looking like a business dude. Another shot.
Okay, maybe they it says let me see. Okay, yeah. I wonder if this is like so he's homeless and then he become successful type of thing?
I don't think so. Given the synopsis implies like, I don't know.
Regina Hall, for me,
Yeah.
what was so incredible was how collaborative the process was. Tayana Taylor says her character loves very hard and also betrays very hard. She's a situationship. I love that. I love that. She's a
Okay, here we
situationship.
go. This will be a much better one. Okay, so One Battle After Another is an upcoming American satirical black comedy action film produced, written, and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. It stars
Oh, nice.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, and Benicio del Toro. The film is reportedly loosely based on Thomas Piniccio's 1990 novel Vinland. It is scheduled to. Okay, so Vinland is probably the one I want to look up then. Fiction set in California, United States in 1984, the year Ronald Reagan's re-election. Oh, the year of his re-election. Through flashbacks by its characters who lived during the 60s in their youth, the story accounts for the free spirit of rebellion of that decade and describes the traits of the fascist Nixian representation and the war on drugs that clashed with it, and articulates the side and transformation that occurred in the U.S. society from the 1960s to the 1980s. So I'm wondering if this is like meant to be, because it says loosely based on it. So I wonder if it's meant to be kind of like a more like modern retelling using like kind of more modern politics to tell like a very similar story as kind of a history always repeats itself kind of way. Oh, I think you're muted.
Yeah, you might be right there. We do have an update. Hollywood Handle says an extended sneak peek at One Battle After Another is now being showcased for attendees. I don't know if this is a brand new exclusive image or not from the movie itself. This looks like this is Leonardo DiCaprio. But yeah, an extended sneak peek at One Battle After Another is now being showcased. So I don't know if that's a exclusive new look at it, but yeah. Let's see what you guys are saying.
I think there was something or
Laser says, "Did you hear Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequels in the works?" I did. I did. It literally like just announced it before I was able to jump on live. So I'll have to read more into it. Is I would assume Quentin Tarantino is connected to it, but yeah, I'll have to see.
I don't think I like that. I just I liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but it just doesn't feel like a sequel kind of movie.
Let me see. The Hollow File says Leonardo DiCaprio talks about One Battle After Another. I've been wanting to work with Paul for almost 20 years now. I think with this film, he's tapped into something politically and culturally brimming beneath our psyche. And it's an incredibly epic movie with scope and scale. There you go, Stuart. There you go.
Awesome. And then Laser Michael says, I need more originals. People forget that sequels and remakes come from originals, and the sequels in like 5 years might become stale. Originals drive creativity. One thing that I think that like Hollywood should go back to, and I think like the DC universe might be the perfect way to do that, is like going back to using profits from really successful movies. So basically movie that you make knowing it's going to be a success, but you don't like, you don't expect it to win Oscars, but you just expect it to make money. You keep making movies like those, but then the profit from those movies should go to more artists that like want to make more personal projects. Use like that to fund like smaller scale projects. So make a movie that makes $500 million and then use half of that profit to fund like, let's say like $1,000 films or something along those lines. It's like, that's what I feel like studios don't do as much as they used to.
Yeah, they certainly don't. Let's see here if we have any other one. No, we're still here. We're still here with the one battle after another. But yeah. Nick says Hollywood needs to go back to animated movies, in my opinion, not reusing projects and remake them.
I do miss 2D like animation in theaters because that was like one big deal about the day the Earth blew up. Is like it's the first time we've had like an American 2D animated feature that went to theaters. Unfortunately, it was so poorly marketed and so poorly distributed that like not a lot of people saw it, myself included. Like in the Bay Area, I couldn't find a single theater in San Francisco, which is crazy to say out loud. I couldn't find a theater in San Francisco playing the day the Earth blew up, which is just crazy.
That is pretty crazy. Let's see here. Still refreshing the pages, y'all, to keep you guys up to date. Just not seeing any updates as of right now. So yeah, we've only. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think they teased the Superman theme to let people know, oh, it's coming, guys, it's coming. Also, am I lagging on your end? I just noticed it looks like I'm lagging.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
May have just been on my end.
Yeah, you look fine right now. Yeah, I've been hearing a bunch of a bunch of things about Dragon Ball Super returning. Is that even a real thing? I don't know if that's legit or not. Like organizations should just not post any news today. Like I just don't believe anything.
I know that the manga continued for a chapter and then went on another hiatus. So when it comes to the anime, I do not have any idea what they're doing with the anime. I just know that they've been talking about bringing it back since like the year after it ended.
All right, baby, here we go. The Bride is now being showcased. Our first look. Well, this isn't necessarily a first look. I've seen this image before, but is that Maggie Gyllenhaal? I don't know. Who's that actress? Bring up the cast. Find the cast for me for The Bride. I know Christian Bale's in it. I know Maggie Gyllenhaal's in it. I can never remember what Maggie Gyllenhaal looks like though. But yeah, The Bride is now being showcased. I'll see if we have any quotes or any new images that come up. Coming to the theater next March is The Bride for Maggie Gyllenhaal and Jesse Buckley are here to talk more about the movie. So they should be giving us a little bit more insight.
It's Jesse Buckley as the bride, but
as the bride?
Maggie Gyllenhaal is the director of the movie.
Director, right? Yeah, okay.
It looks like okay. So it looks like Jake Gyllenhaal's in this movie too. I actually think he would be perfect as Frankenstein. Not the monster, but specifically. Yeah, and in fact, that's actually kind of brilliant because he's good at playing crazy, I think.
Yeah, he's really good at playing crazy. What was that movie he was in? Nightcrawler? He was super crazy in that movie, man. Really good in that movie.
So
hopefully we'll be getting some quotes. Yeah, hopefully we'll be getting some quotes from Maggie Gyllenhaal and Jesse Buckley. I'm hoping they've got some new images, man. If they showed something for the attendees, I hope we get something. 2-3 new images, please. I need to see it. It's amazing to me that we're in 2025 and within the next year and a half, we're going to be getting a Frankenstein movie from Guillermo del Toro and a Bride movie from Maggie Gyllenhaal. It's almost like these classic creatures are coming back strong this year.
Mm-hmm. There's this whole video I was watching on how like kind of Universal monsters have a lot in common with current like superheroes, and it was pretty good. It's by CinemaCon. I highly recommend checking it out.
They have Maggie Gyllenhaal says, "I think that all of us have a little aspect of something monstrous in us." Ooh, okay, Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
and that is basically what like that kind of mindset to me is what makes some of the best horror movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have any examples that come to mind that are like that?
Basically anything from Clyde Barker, like
Uh-huh.
with his whole series of why am I blanking on the name? The Pinhead series.
Oh,
Uh,
Hellraiser?
Hellraiser, yeah. Wow, it just like blinked for my mind for a minute there. I don't know why, but yeah, basically the entire Hellraiser franchise was very like personal to like Clyde Barker's kind of like internal struggles, and he goes kind of like more into it. I'm not sure how much of it I'm allowed to say without getting us demonetized because it kind of goes with his like kind of sexuality and just like some of the things that he was into BDSM wise.
Oh
So
yeah, no, let's not get too
yeah,
detailed now. We're
don't want to say exactly, so
PG,
I don't want to get detailed.
yeah, PG-13.
Yeah.
Jesse Buckley also says, firstly, when I read Maggie's script, it was like being plugged into an electric circuit. Okay, all right. I see you're kind of
Ooh, all
going with the
right.
whole. Okay, I get it. I get what you're playing at here. Does this maximize the screen a little bit more? Yeah, it does. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, listen, if you're in the live chat, if you're watching us live right now, hit that like button, man. It takes 1 second. Definitely shows your support for the channel. We always appreciate you guys certainly coming through. Look, I've had a blast talking about movies with you guys over the past couple of days. I love when you guys interact in the live chat with us and having some great conversations here, man. Yesterday was so much fun, Stuart. Yesterday we had like, apparently after I went ended my live, it said we had like 3,000 viewers yesterday, which was bananas.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was not expecting I was not expecting that, bro, like at all. But very humbling and fantastic, man. I had a fantastic time yesterday.
Yeah, that's
Let's see.
awesome.
Let's see, what else are they saying here? The Bride was filmed in IMAX. Okay, I'm ready for that. You know, where do you guys see a lot of your movies at? I am a Dolby Cinema guy. I tend to find myself, even if the movie is filmed in IMAX, I find myself going to Dolby Cinemas first, and then if I get the opportunity to watch it again in the second time, then I'll watch it in IMAX. But yeah, I'm very much a Dolby Cinema guy. We got a couple other quotes here. Jesse says, I would describe it as the punkest love that's ever existed. Maggie Gyllenhaal says, Frankenstein is a lover of movies in our movie. Interesting. I'm interested. Like, what are they going for here? What are they making?
This kind of so this intrigues me. So it's not. So it seems like if he's a lover of movies, it may not take place like kind of like 1930s, or I mean, not that they didn't have movies back then, but you know what I mean.
Like a more modernized version of it, you think, of the classic story?
That's what I'm thinking. It could be.
Cooper, what's up, Cooper? Coop, good to see you in here, Cooper. Appreciate you showing some love for the channel today. But yeah, Bride is in fact being filmed in IMAX, according to the Hollywood Handle here. And then I'll bring up some quotes also that we just read. This one from CinemaCon's website. See if they dropped any photos, Stu. Jesse Buckley, I would describe it as the punkiest love that's ever existed. And then Frankenstein is a lover of movies in our movie, according to her. Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely new. Yeah, nothing new on my end in terms of things popping up.
No release date yet for it. It just says in theaters 2026. But we'll keep you posted if they give any new bits of information. Jacob says, will Looney Tunes get more movies in theaters? I think there is a Looney Tunes movie that's about to drop soon, isn't there?
Well, the one in theaters currently, The Day the Earth Blew Up.
Okay, yeah, outside of that. So yeah, that one is currently out. And then yeah, I guess the Coyote versus Acme will get released somewhere.
I hope, because we haven't I don't know if they've announced whether or not it's coming to theaters, but I hope it does. I really do, and hopefully it gets a much better marketing than the day the Earth blew up. I think, like, yeah, one problem with like the day the Earth blew up is that I think it could have led to potentially more Looney Tunes movies, but it was like they purposely sabotaged the film through bad marketing and a really terrible distribution, and so it's kind of like, it's like basically ruining something just to prove that it's not going to do well. Essentially, it's like it'd be like if I basically tore up a really nice piece of art and then told people after I tore it all up, and I'm like, yeah, see, no one's going to like this. That's kind of how I look at it. It's like you marketed it terribly because you wanted to prove no one was going to see it, and obviously if that's what your goal was, you're going to of course succeed in that. It's really dumb. So unfortunately, it doesn't seem like, if David Zaslav stays as CEO, I don't see them doing any more Looney Tunes movies in the future. But we'll have. I hope I'm wrong though. That's something I would love to be wrong about.
All right, quick update. The first trailer for The Bride is now being showcased for attendees. CinemaCon also reports this. Now a first look at The Bride. So the attendees are getting a first look. Maggie Gyllenhaal had a couple other quotes here. I have become a total convert, talking about the concept of shooting with IMAX cameras for The Bride. She says, I want to see my film on big, beautiful movie screens. It makes such a difference. So she's pushing the IMAX stuff here as well. But yeah, the first trailer for The Bride is now being showcased for attendees. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more movies highlighted, like filmed for IMAX specifically, sort of thing. So they're really taking advantage of it. I am curious as to how far outside of like the aspect ratio for IMAX movies. I do wonder, like, quality wise, what the difference between Dolby Atmos or filming in Dolby is compared to IMAX, or if those are two, like, are they similar but just the difference ratio aspects, or does IMAX provide a bigger ratio but maybe less screen quality? I'm kind of curious. I'd have to have somebody explain that to me.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know enough about the difference between the two to say. I just know that, like, usually when people are like, let's go see it on the big screen, like, a lot of people seem to favor IMAX.
Hollywood Handle says it's peak. It's really peak. Talking about this trailer. Yeah, he added something to his let me see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, he says, if you guys can see that, oh, it's peak, like really peak.
Dang.
So yeah, big words coming from Hollywood Handle in regards to the trailer for The Bride. I thought they were supposed to collect people's phones. Like, how are they live tweeting during this stuff, man?
I think like if you're the Hollywood Handle, they let you stand in the back and they give you like very strict guidelines of what you're allowed to and not allowed to post.
Yeah, they probably have like spotters that just watch them the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Hollywood Handle. Shout out to CinemaCon. They've been the fastest two profiles that have been dropping news. There's been no fat finger button smashing here, man. I mean, they have just been putting out some top-notch updates, man, which I really do appreciate. It's peak. It's really peak. I can't wait for this movie. My hype continues to grow, honestly. Like, we may get there might be other websites that are live tweeting that. That's one of the reasons why I have the YouTube channel up also, or not the YouTube channel, why I have the Twitter up too, is because sometimes some people will give like detailed full quotes of things. Like Jeff Snyder, for instance, budget drama aside, a pretty cool trailer for Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride, which features the copy in huge orange letters. Here comes the mother effing bride. If I were Warner Brothers, I'd do some guerrilla marketing and leak a bootleg version of my own trailer to get people talking. He says, which features the copy in huge orange letters. Here comes the mother effing bride. I mean, that sounds very punkish, right? That doesn't sound like a clean classical retelling of The Bride. It does feel very much like they are making this punk style punk style as best as they possibly can. And if that's the case, I think I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff Schneider is reporting, baby.
Oh boy.
Mortal Kombat 2 first look. I am Johnny effing Cage. Warner Brothers is big on dropping curse words in the middle of trailers these days. So it looks like they might be moving on to Mortal Kombat. Might be next up, y'all. We'll keep you posted here, but it looks like Mortal Kombat might be the next up, according to Jeff Schneider. But yeah, what he said about The Bride really intrigues me now. Now I'm kind of really fascinated to see how punkish this Bride take is certainly going to be.
You know, the other movie I can think of to compare it to came out I think it came out last year. It was called Lisa Frankenstein, but it was also kind of like it felt like both punk and goth at the same time. So, but that one went for a lot more of a comedic feel to it. So I don't think, just from the photos and just from how they've been describing this movie, I don't think it'll have that comedic feel. But it does seem like that's kind of like. They're going for like kind of the punk kind of vibe. I can see it feeling similar in that sense.
Hollywood Handle says a sizzle reel for New Line Cinema upcoming films is now being showcased. So scenes with weapons, Final Destination, The Conjuring 4, and Mortal Kombat 2. These are going to be the next group of films we're going to be getting into, ladies and gentlemen. So hold on to your seat, man. We're going to get into some New Line Cinema movies. The way that they're going here, Stuart, Mortal Kombat might be up next. We might be getting ourselves a little bit of a look at The Conjuring also. This has the feelings of saving the best for last when it comes to DC Studios, man. I think when they said that Superman was going to have a big presence, they might be wrapping up this show with Superman. I'll keep my fingers crossed, though, but we'll see. But next up, New Line Cinema movies.
You know, it'd be the greatest way to build up to Superman. Before you get there, you show off, like, not a trailer or anything, but just a suit for Supergirl, and then you announce, and she will be making her first appearance in, and then you cut to the Superman trailer.
Oh, that's the direction you would want to go? Nice. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So Supergirl and then Superman. And then like after that, just kind of give like a little bit of a title release of all the upcoming DC movies. Because, we saw like kind of a title, I think, for Clayface. It'd be really cool if they had the concept art for what they intend Clayface to look like in the movie.
Yeah, I want to see who the actual. I wonder if they actually have a cast announcement. Who's going to be actually playing him? I heard rumors. This was just rumors very early on. Who's the guy? James McAvoy. I don't know why I heard James McAvoy's name coming up, but I don't know if that's real or not. But real quick before we move on, the Hollywood Reporter dropped a look at not a first look at the teaser, but a breakdown of the teaser. Buckley's character falls downstairs and breaks her leg and neck. Again, Jessie Buckley is going to be playing the bride. She is reanimated with a large tubed machine. She meets Christian Bale's Frankenstein. She shoots a gun. She screams. Bale slams a head against the wall and crushes it. Till death do us part, he says. What's my name? Buckley says. The tagline says, the mother effing bride. It ends with footage of Buckley's head in the jar saying the word monstrous. Bro, this is going to be insane. I can see why Hollywood Handle said peak.
Oh, that's awesome.
That sounds epic.
Mm-hmm.
They have now... Man, they're going through some of these. This is what I'm talking about, Stuart. They're going through these films quick. They're not giving them much time here. New Line Cinema president says The Conjuring Last Rites is the best in the film franchise. That's saying something. I'm a huge Conjuring fan, honestly. I love the first one. Second one was all right. The third one, subpar for me. I've been really hoping that this is going to be going back to its roots. How have you liked the Conjuring films?
Haven't been the biggest fan. I did really like Annabelle 2 though. But yeah, I should go back and rewatch these movies though, because yeah, there's so many in that like whole universe at this point. And since this is meant to be kind of like the last one, it sounds like it would be kind of cool to kind of go back and just see if it holds up, or see if like my opinions of these movies would change over time.
Yeah, I haven't really watched any of the spin-offs, to be quite frank with you, but I have been a fan of at least The Conjuring. Hollywood Handle also is reporting that they have shown a clip for Final Destinations is now being showcased. Final Destinations Bloodlines. Yeah, actually, did you see the trailer for this? I actually liked the trailer. The trailer had me pretty interested.
Oh yeah, I've loved some of the memes that have come after it, where like you see people with a nose ring, me before watching the trailer, and then the person has the nose ring taken off, and it's like me after the trailer.
They did say Mortal Kombat 2 is set to release October 25th. The Conjuring Last Rites is set to release in September. So New Line has a lot of back-to-back. September, October. When's Final Destination coming out? I don't remember the date, but they are showing an extended clip for Final Destination. Have you watched all the Final Destination films?
I have indeed.
The girl that's in the trailer where she says, I escaped death and now it's coming after me, she's an older woman. Is she from a previous film?
I don't remember. Let me look that up right now.
Cooper says, I've heard Daniel Radcliffe for Clayface as well. I'm kind of pulling him for him a little more than McAvoy. I'd be cool with that. I think Daniel Radcliffe is a great actor. I would like to see him in something as big as this. Laser says Final Destination releases May 16th, 2025.
Okay. I think who the old lady was. She's not from the franchise. But I think because she's credited as oops, I lost it. Sorry. She's credited as old Iris, but then you have Brett Bessinger playing Iris. I think she's gonna. I think there's going to be timelines in this. Basically, I think we're going to get flashbacks with Brett Bessinger as Iris, and then the current timeline will take place with Iris. What was her name again?
Played by somebody older.
Yeah, the older lady. What was her name? Oh, Gabrielle Rose. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because it looks like they're both playing Iris.
Variety reports The Bride's punk rock take on Frankenstein debuted a maniacal and bloody first trailer. Man, I hope they release this damn thing, truly. I hope they release it to the public soon. But yeah, I'm still getting updates about the extended clip for Final Destination. So no new updates right now. But yeah, that's what I was talking about, Stuart. This stuff comes quick. I feel like the only breaks are like when they show trailers or clips or something like that. And you know what? I think DC Studios going oh, sorry, Jacob, I had this up. I'm thankful over that the Conjuring 4 is going to be the last one, maybe for the whole universe, if I'm being honest. I get you. Jacob says, I haven't seen much horror movies, but when they conclude it as a franchise, people can get by. I may go back and watch them. I think they've been doing pretty good with the horror genre these days. I think also if we are getting, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that DC Studios goes last, because I'm truly hoping that that means that they will drop a Superman trailer to end it off on. Yeah.
I'm also hoping for an official release date for the Batman, because I know there's been several delays with the script taking a bit longer to write, but hopefully, they got to figure it out by now.
Discussion films. Let me go ahead and pull this one up here real quick for you. Oops, I almost left the studio, y'all. My bad. Discussion Film says a clip from Final Destination reveals 2 characters considering different methods of removing the death curse from them, including killing babies or eating peanuts with the peanut allergy to flatline. And they've got a
so dying and then being brought back.
Yeah. Killing
That makes
babies.
sense.
Jesus.
But
Okay.
I don't know how killing babies would help. I'm sure it'll make sense within the context of the movie, but like, what?
Yeah,
But
me either, bro.
the flatline part makes sense. Like, I can't remember. Man, you know what's funny is that I watched the Final Destination movies like all last year, like in a row, and it's so funny how like they were kind of forgettable that I just genuinely don't remember much about them. I remember the cool action scenes, all the cool like incidents that caused like them all to realize they cheated death, but I barely remember the stories. I remember the really cool tie-in the last one had where it was a prequel the whole time, which that was the only one with the twist where I'm like, okay, that was clever. The other ones, the twist is, oh, they didn't actually avoid death. They still died, which, when you do that 4 times in a row, it stops being like surprising. So that's why I think it worked really well in the last movie when it was like, oh, this was a prequel the whole time.
Let's see here. What else we got? I'm still refreshing here to see if they've moved past Final Destination yet. I haven't gotten anything yet, so maybe New Line is still talking about some of their movies. Like, well, they have. I don't think they've mentioned anything about Weapons, so maybe Weapons is next. But yeah, they have mentioned Conjuring: The Last Rites is the last of the films there. The best one yet is what they're saying it's supposed to be. Mortal Kombat 2, I think, was briefly shown. Maybe a clip or something. Final Destination, Bloodlines with the extended clip. I don't know if they've posted anything about Weapons yet, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Weapons.
What this is about.
Yeah, look up Weapons. The reason why I just said is because the person attached to Weapons is also Zach Krieger, who did Barbarian and is also attached to the Resident Evil movie that they just talked about yesterday. So Zach Krieger is doing double duty today, y'all. Double duty this week. Zach Krieger is here to talk about his upcoming film Weapons. And if Zach Krieger's attached, this has got to be something bananas, man.
Okay, so it's a multi-horror epic about the disappearance of high school students in a small town. I don't have much information past that. Like, I can't even find any images, but I can find the actors we got in this movie. So we got Josh Brolin, which, oh my God, you put him in a horror movie, I'm there. And then Julia Gardner, is she, what's she in? She sounds familiar. She was in one of the Sin City movies. Oh, she was in the current Wolfman movie. I'm sure she's in other things. I just can't find them on the right now. Austin Abrams. That sounds familiar. Is he related to? Is he J.J. Abrams' kid? He was in Paper Towns. And Euphoria. Don't recognize him though, so I'm not sure who he played in Euphoria. Yeah, so it looks like it's a full cast. So it's like, I just have no idea who. I have no idea other than it being about high schoolers disappearing. What it's about. Wait, oh shoot, Adam, are you still there? Uh-oh, did Adam lose the stream? What the heck? That's weird. This is awkward because I can't do anything. I'm technically a guest on this laptop, so I can't control the streams or bring up comments or anything. So all I can do is wait. Hopefully he comes back. What else do we have? Okay, because that looks cool. And again, I've mentioned this before on the show. I love the movie Barbarian. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Weapons then, if it's by that same director, and especially since he's going to be heading the Resident Evil movie. Because I haven't really, there hasn't really been a Resident Evil adaptation that I've enjoyed as a Resident Evil movie. Like, I liked the some of the older Resident Evil movies, but not as Resident Evil movies. I like them as campy sci-fi movies. They do not work as Resident Evil movies, in my opinion. And then I wasn't a fan of either the Netflix show or the one that came to theaters, which recently, that is the one that came to theaters 2021, I want to say, which surprised me because visually, I think it was the most accurate looking Resident Evil that we had. I think visual wise, it was pretty good, but it had probably some of the worst writing in anything. And just, the characters were just not the same characters from the games. Like, I don't know, the way they wrote Leon, especially, I wasn't really a big fan of. Because, ooh, is that him right now? Did he just text me? He says, he lost his internet. I'm going to keep going until he gets back. I'm just going to send him a quick text letting him know that I will do so. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm going to refresh again to see if we have any more news going on. So far, I don't see anything. If you guys see anything, though, please let me know in the comments. Actually, I'm going to go through some comments, see if there's anything that we've missed. Julia Gardner is Silver Surfer for the guy is confused about her in your live stream. Wait, what? She's playing Silver Surfer in the Fantastic. That's right. Okay, so that's probably where I heard her name from, because she's going to be the Silver Surfer in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. That's right. And then, Enrique Perez. So you mentioned the new Karate Kid Legends trailer on YouTube. I saw that trailer. Definitely really excited for the movie. I'm glad that it's still not giving too much away. The one thing that it did give away that kind of intrigued me was how our main character has a brother who the mother seems to not want him to, kind of be like. And I like how, like, her thinking that, like, him doing more karate or more kung fu in his case would possibly, make things worse for him. But, like, Mr. Han is, like, suggesting that it actually might be better for him. I really do love seeing some of the interactions between Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Han. I think that's going to be cool seeing them as kind of co-senseis. I'm wondering if there's going to be some butting heads between the two of them, because Mr. Han is very much more kung fu, whereas Daniel LaRusso is karate. We already kind of saw him butting heads with Johnny Lawrence, during Cobra Kai when the two of them tried to work together as sensei. So I could see something similar like that going on between him and Mr. Han going into the next Karate Kid movie. I am super excited for that, because I love the Karate Kid franchise, and Cobra Kai is like one of my favorite shows. I loved that last season. It's a show that, like, it's weird. I can't say that it jumps the shark, because usually when a show jumps the shark, it means like it goes from like kind of a specific formula to doing something so bizarre and over the top, and then the show becomes that from there on. But with Cobra Kai, it was just kind of a natural progression. Like, it started more grounded in reality, like very much kind of more relatable show, and then like slowly got weirder and weirder once we got to like Terry Silver, and then before we know it, we're in season 5, and now Terry Silver is literally trying to take over the world, which is just the weirdest thing. I did not expect the show to go into that kind of a direction. It's great. It's great. Refreshing. Still don't see anything new. Refreshing. But I can't find any news. Downside to not having Twitter. I'm going to try going back to Twitter to see if I can. I don't have an account, but I should be able to at least go inside and be able to see if the Hollywood handle is posting anything new without an account. Let's see if I can do that. No, I don't want to log in or create an account. Nope, it's not letting me. Wait, hang on, maybe? Nope, still not letting me. Yep. Screw you, Twitter. Yeah, I actually don't get why more websites require you to have an account. You can't just like kind of browse. Like, I get it for the adult content stuff on the website, but if I'm just like, going to Twitter and I want to like check out something like the Hollywood Handle or Hollywood Reporter, I should be allowed to do that without having to create an account. Oh, here we go. Just found something for more. It's just weapons time. Dang it. It says that Zach Kreger is on stage, but it's not giving me anything else besides that. Yeah, it's also challenging because like I only have one laptop, so I have like multiple tabs. Usually, when I have my normal setup, I'll have like a screen here, and then I'll have another screen so I can go check it out on the side there. F1 is being showcased. Okay, wait, which one's F1? Hang on, looking that up right now. That's the right, Formula One. Duh, that's the upcoming Brad Pitt movie. Okay, cool. So I'm not like a race car guy, but I do, I do kind of look forward to this movie. I really did like Ford versus Ferrari. That was a great film. So yeah, F1. Right, Brad Pitt's the one in that, right? If I'm not mistaken. Am I mistaken? Yeah. Okay, no, I'm not. It is him. Cool. Yeah, so it's being showcased at the moment. Nice. Brad Pitt. Oh, they're about to show off 10 minutes of it. Holy crap. Oh, from One Take News. Thank you. I'm going to Google that right now. Oh, what the heck? Is there a way on One Take News to put the articles in like linear order? Because right now it's just kind of like giving me a bunch of articles that are random orders, like so not in order of when they came out. Not that I can see. Oh well. Let me go back to Google and try to do a quick refresh on Google News. CinemaCon 2025. Here we go. I'm assuming they're still probably doing F1 footage at the moment because I don't see anything new at this moment. Yay, Adam, you're back.
Yeah, sorry, bro. Freaking Spectrum, man. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Spectrum.
That's the internet provider?
Yeah, fucking Spectrum. Now I had to great weapons teaser, very effective pump for that one. Okay. Nice to see that was a good one for people. They haven't released any of those though, huh, to the public?
Not that I know. Let me actually just find out.
That Brad Pitt was driving F1 cars by himself at over 180 miles an hour. Damn, my man trying to become the next Tom Cruise up in here.
Yeah. That is always impressive when like people like it's one thing to do your own stunts, but it's a whole nother thing when you're trying to learn to operate like a vehicle for the sake of a movie, such as like you bringing up Tom Cruise, like all the actors from Top Gun, like not wanting to just sit in a green screen cockpit, like actually like flying a plane, like that's freaking cool when actors do that.
Oh, so doing a 10-minute sneak peek. Oh, okay. Let me pull that up here. This is from CinemaCon. Wow, a sneak peek of the first 10 minutes of the movie. All right. So yeah, maybe a minute before we get, and that was 5 minutes ago though, so we'll see.
Okay, so it might be a minute before we get anything new.
I will bring up Hollywood Handles stuff though. Hollywood Handle's nice enough to add some pictures, so I appreciate them. Joseph Kaczynski believes F1 will be the cinematic event of the summer. 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be, I think he directed Top Gun, so he might just have that adrenaline pumping type of movie that we all need for that summertime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me get another. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. I'm hoping I don't fall off, guys, again. So I do apologize if for some reason I do.
What the heck? How do I get to...
It was a great trailer. I was actually a really big fan of the trailer for F1. So they did talk about weapons a little bit. I don't know if you talked about this. It says WB is bringing the footage. They just teased weapons from the director of Barbarian. The premise: an entire classroom of kids suddenly leave their homes at 2:17 a.m. and disappear into the night. That things get crazy and bloody and freaky from there. Okay. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Cooper says it definitely feels like Brad Pitt's Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, I definitely get that same sense for sure. Ram Jim says, question is
like you've had enough time in the spotlight, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, for real. Ram Jam, has anybody met the cast of Back to the Future at comic conventions? I haven't. I think the only person I don't think I've actually met any of the cast. I've seen some of them in panels and in passing at the autograph line. Christopher Lloyd maybe goes between grumpy looking and happiness, but I haven't really seen. But they seem like they're pretty good at the panels, but I've never actually met them face to face at the panels.
Yeah, unfortunately, same here. I haven't met either Christopher Lloyd or Marty McFly in real life.
Man, I guess that's the downside of CinemaCon, is I wish that they actually release some of this stuff to the public. I am curious as to when look up San Diego Comic-Con. When does San Diego Comic-Con start?
Oh, good question. Let's find out.
Ram Jim says Michael J. Fox is charging quite a bit for autographs and photo ops. I mean, I don't blame him. Based off of everything that he's going through right now, like the last thing that I would want to do is go to a fucking convention. No offense, but like it's like the last place I would be if I'm dealing with Parkinson's, bro. Like,
Okay, so it's oops, I just had it. What the heck? Okay, so it's July 24th through the 27th. And yeah, usually at Comic-Con, it's like right after they announce something, it'll be on the internet like 10 minutes afterwards.
not all the time, but I definitely do think they do drop a little bit more. But considering that CinemaCon really is meant for movie theater owners, like I don't even know if they've ever meant for CinemaCon to get as big as it has. Like I'm curious how many years they've been doing this for. It feels like 2 or 3, at least when I've really been able to notice it. But I do wonder if this is something like it's gone under the radars prior, that nobody's really ever cared about, but like it's getting more recognition now.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's apparently $1,600 to go, which I didn't even know you could go unless you were like connected to a studio. So can you if you have sixteen
No,
hundred
if you
dollars, can
have,
you
you
go even if
can.
you're not?
Yeah, you can. You can attend.
I
Um,
may try to save up for that.
let's see here. It's WB animation time. So yeah, maybe we'll get some
Ooh,
Coyote versus Acme. Maybe if they have something else in mind.
yeah.
What other type of? I mean, I'm sure they do other types of. Yeah, see, CinemaCon started in 2011. I have never been more aware of it, and then like the past 2 or 3 years, honestly, this must have been very much going under the radar. So I do wonder when it's become this big of a thing. I mean, I don't remember it being any bigger for like maybe 3 years prior to this at all. But maybe I'm tripping.
I think the first year I remember it was what year did the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, the fifth Pirates of the Caribbean movie come out? Like 2016, 17. I think that was the year I first heard about it
Oh, really?
because that
Okay.
was when yeah, because that was when because I was working as an assistant manager, and so the general manager had to go for that like whole week, or I say had to go, he got to go for that whole week, and I remember like some of the emails we would get from our regional manager, who super old, super out of touch kind of dude. He told us that he wanted us to not staff very high for Pirates of the Caribbean 5 because the trailer looked awful, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, that trailer looked awful. No one's going to see it." Just kind of like, maybe wait to see what the hype is before making that decision.
I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe there's a reason probably why they have CinemaCon, to kind of get those people hyped or not so hyped, to kind of give them an idea is like how hard should we push for our marketing and promoting at our theater for this stuff.
Yeah. And I think that's a good idea to an extent, but I think that if you're like in charge of a whole chain of theaters, and you're basing it based on how the trailer looks, it's like, have you seen any of the Transformers trailers? Those don't look good, and the movies end up not doing too well or not being too good, but yet they gross a crap ton of money.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's very
And then
true.
I can't remember how the fifth one. Yeah, I can't remember how the fifth one does. I did. I just remember thinking, understaffing for that movie was probably not smart.
Yeah, probably not. Oh, there's a huge online description for F1. There's no way I'm gonna read all that. But I am trying to repost some of these articles, like Variety, when they talk a little bit about the upcoming movies. I'm trying to repost some of their stuff on our Twitter handle so that I can then go back tomorrow or later on today and post some of the stuff on our YouTube page or our
Facebook page.
Facebook page. Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, DC animation is
Man,
up.
the CinemaCon.
Hold on one second, Stu. Hold on one second.
Ooh, DC animation.
Oh, WB animation. Did I say DC? I'm sorry, I meant WB animation. We have a sizzle reel. I don't think they dropped the sizzle reel, but sizzle reel is showing, according to the Hollywood Handle, new sizzle reel showing first looks at the upcoming Flintstones and Cat in the Hat animated films have been revealed. Can we get some posters, y'all? Can we get some posters for some of these movies? Some images, WB?
I am 110% down for the Flintstones.
Do you think we get a reveal of Millie Alcock as Supergirl in here, or do you think it takes away from, well, I guess maybe it's the order in which they reveal this stuff, but do you think we'll get a Supergirl reveal, or do you think it'll take away from the Superman news?
I don't think so. I don't think it'll take away from Superman. I think we will get a Millie Alcock in her Supergirl outfit.
Cooper says, I don't think a Flintstones movie had been announced. I'm trying to remember if we've talked about it on Hero Report. For those of you who don't know, we do have a live episode of Hero Report every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Time. We usually will break down some of the week's hottest news from movies and televisions. And I'm trying to remember if we've ever talked about a Flintstones animated film. I didn't know they were doing a Cat in the Hat animated movie, honestly.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about either of these projects. Cat in the Hat, I'm kind of like, I don't care because, the book It's just what it. Anytime like you try to take like a 10-page book and you turn it into like a movie, it's not going to feel the same. I'm sure it'll be fine for what it is, but like, yeah, my hype. I don't really have much hype for that. But the Flintstones, I love the Flintstones, and I think there's definitely some movie potential there. It won't happen, but I'm just gonna point it out there. If they wanted to have John Goodman come back and voice Fred Flintstone, I would not complain at all.
Nice. Yeah, so new theatrical animated Flintstones and Looney Tunes movies are officially in the works at Warner Brothers. Let me post. An early look at Dynamic Duo was shown. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. This is from for a second I thought this was I thought that this was April Fool's joke, but yeah, Hollywood Handle says an early look at Dynamic Duo was shown, which is kind of crazy since this movie is not even meant to come out until 2028. It's still up for debate whether or not this is going to be an Elseworlds project or not, or if it's going to be actually DCU. Who certainly knows, but I was not expecting that. I got to assume it's some level of early animation, maybe like concept and movement of some of the characters, because they've got the studio that does this, Stuart. We've seen some of the artwork, we've seen some of their movies, or like clips of their movies. The animation for this is going to be out of this world, man. Do you remember remember the clips we watched?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was that they used like CG characters, but it was in a practically built like town, right?
Yeah, it felt like a mix of CG and claymation characters. I don't know. It was just incredible. Some of the stuff that the studio that's going to be behind this is certainly doing. Joe, what's up, Joe? He says it's for sure Elseworlds. For those who don't know, the Dynamic Duo is going to be focusing on Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, if I'm not mistaken, and they're coming up as Robin. Yeah, that's really all that I know about it. Maybe origin stories for Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, but so yeah, again, everything that I've heard is that it's potentially Elseworlds, but I'm curious if they're going to give us any more information. But if they say early look, this might be like early look.
Also, okay, according to Cooper, more Looney Tunes movies are officially in the works, according to Discussing Film. So
yeah, somebody was asking for that, right? Somebody was asking some information if we're going to get more Looney Tunes movies. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm someone who grew up and loved the Looney Tunes growing up. Like I would go to thrift stores and buy Looney Tunes VHSs back in the day. So I love me some Looney Tunes. So if they're making more Looney Tunes movies, I am here for it.
Bill Hader is now officially on the stage. The Cat in the Hat expands the story beyond the book. The voice of the cat will be Bill Hader. He's actually on stage also, and they're playing an old clip from Bill Hader playing the Cat in the Hat is being shown from his SNL as his audition tape for the role. So he used a classic audition tape from SNL for it one. That's genius.
Great.
Yeah, that's pretty genius. Cine Nerd, what's up? What's up, Will? Good to see you, buddy. Hello, Adam and Stuart. Good to see you in here, guys. Check out Cine Nerd podcast if you haven't done so yet, man. They talk movies, television shows right now. They were just big on what is that show, Paradise? They were just talking about Paradise, and then they talked about Severance a little bit. They've talking about Daredevil Born Again right now. Check out Cine Nerd podcast, not only their YouTube channel, but their actual podcast and website, y'all, if you get the chance. But Will and Polk, big Star Wars or big Star Trek and Star Wars nerd. He's going to be joining myself, Stuart, Crystal, and we're going to be doing Andor reviews for you guys. We're going to have our own little Jedi Council of members here discussing Star Wars, or Andor, I should say, when the season starts April 22nd. So look forward to our Star Wars reviews. We've been doing this together as a group since the Acolyte. We did the Acolyte all together. We did Skeleton Crew together. Now we're going to be tackling Andor. But yeah, give quick shout out to Scene and Nerd Podcast. Check out their content, man, whenever you get a chance. Very knowledgeable over there.
Also, apparently Tom and Jerry animated film is officially in the works.
Nice. I'm trying to see if we have any trying to see if CinemaCon is announcing that anywhere on their website. The official debut of the Cat in the Hat trailer is happening now. They're going to be the first to see it. Bill Hader says, my process is hard. I roll out of bed, I get in the car, I drive to Warner Brothers, I haggle with Guy at the gate, and then I get in and I say, why are you still in a robe? And I just do the magic. Bill Hader says his process for the role. God. I love Bill Hader, man. Let's see here. Bill Hader says his daughter told him that Ryan Gosling should have voiced the Cat in the Hat and not him. She booed me. She booed me.
That's hilarious. True story or not, I've got to say, no, I disagree with that. I think that Ryan Gosling is a good, on-screen actor, but if we're looking for, kind of voice acting, I don't know. Has he voice acted before?
I gotta think he's done something. Hey, stay right here, Stuart. I'll be right back. I gotta run to the restroom, man. Hold down the fort. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. But yeah, no, I think that Bill Hader, even though I wouldn't say that I'm hyped for this movie or anything, I do think that Bill Hader is a good voice for the Cat in the Hat. Very, very animated as he's done in his previous voice acting work. And then, yeah, I agree. Seeing the Nerd Podcast, ouch. I would bring that comment up, but because I'm technically a guest on this one, I have no access to the comments section, which is, a little weird how StreamYard works in that way. But, yeah. So I'm going to refresh CinemaCon one more time, see if anything new has popped up. The website is so weird whenever I refresh it because it's like it stays on the page for a full minute before actually refreshing. Okay, there we go. Yeah, nothing new yet, at least not from the CinemaCon website. So I'll go to Google and I will refresh the Google, find out if something new has popped up. But yeah, I am very curious with the dynamic duo, what they were able to show off, because from what I understand, yeah, we're quite a few years away from that movie. Oh, that's cool. So Cooper says, this isn't from CinemaCon, but I found out this quote from, but I found this quote from funny Christopher Walken. Says, Bugs Bunny is one of his favorite actors. That's funny. Coyote versus Acme time. Oh, I wonder if they're showing off a trailer for that. Apparently he told Ben Stiller that a lot of times I've played roles as if I was Bugs Bunny, but nobody knew. That's hilarious. And then, yeah, I agree. Seeing a nerd, Bill Hader is a solid voice actor because I really liked him in Power Rangers when he was voicing Alpha 5. That is actually something for Disney's reboot. If they wanted to bring him back as Alpha, I think that would actually be kind of fun. Yeah.
Real quick, I do want to show off my T-shirt for those of you who haven't seen it yet. I got this a couple of weeks ago. My G.I. Robot shirt. G.I. Robot was right. Don't forget, it's okay to punch Nazis in the face, guys. Okay? It's okay to punch Nazis. But yeah, I was gonna try and wear my Superman shirt, but I couldn't find it today. So I was like, Creature Commandos, why not? Let's do it.
Hell yes. Also, it's funny. So, the guy that played the younger version of Rocky in the OG Power Rangers when they all got turned into kids. So he now has his own TikTok, and he does video content where he does martial arts videos. But he specifically goes, "Okay, now remember, if you're going to punch a Nazi in the face, this is the proper way to do it." And he shows you how to throw a proper punch. He's like, "But only do it if they're a Nazi."
All right, it's DC Studios time. DC Studios time is here, guys. They are showing, I believe they're showing some Superman stuff right now, according to Hollywood Time. A Hollywood Handle, a behind the scenes look is being shown right now. Behind the scenes look is being shown for Superman. I hope they release this. I hope they release this with a trailer, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up, man. I'm like, look, please just give me everything that you want to show today. James Gunn is here. James Gunn is here, and they're showing behind the scenes. It started, y'all. It has started. Let's effing go! Yeah, let's go, baby.
Yes,
let's go. Perfect timing for you to join.
I really hope the trailer. Yeah, I really hope the trailer comes to YouTube immediately afterwards.
Oh God, I hope so. I hope so.
But yeah, okay. So prediction. I don't think the behind the scenes stuff is going to get released to us, but I don't think it's going to be gone forever after this. I do think we're going to see it again, either as like part of a pre-show for the movie before seeing it like in theaters, or I think it might be like a Blu-ray extra, hopefully. Something they put in the Blu-rays. Yes, for this movie, I really want to see how much of it is practical and how much of it is CG, because it looks like they do a lot of on-location shooting just from the trailer alone.
Oh man, they got some. I don't know how long this clip or behind the scenes look is going to be, but I do want to keep you guys up to date real quick on something here. Dynamic Duo uses purely puppetry animation with beautiful cinematography in the brief cinematic footage that was shown. There is a description of the footage that was shown also. Maybe we'll do that when we go back through some things, but I'll keep that one in mind to hold on to as we talk about other things. In fact, let me also gonna add in
like Dark Crystal.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and do some more research and figure out what they mean by that. But I'm gonna add an image here to our list so that when we do go back, Dynamic Duo, I can remind myself about it to talk about it and go back to this article. All right, let's see if there's any new updates from Hollywood Handle. We know James Gunn is in the house. Yep, James Gunn and Peter Safran are on stage. He promises some fun surprises today at DC Studios panel, according to him. So, bro, I'm telling you, Lobo, Supergirl, give me Clayface and give me Sergeant Rock, baby. Let me know what's coming.
If I had to guess, I don't think we're going to get a look at Lobo just yet.
Oh, you think they're going to hold off on it?
That's my guess. I'd love to be wrong, though.
Let me go pull this up here. Ay, Dios mío.
Oh, apparently they came out to the Peacemaker theme song. That's great.
That feels really
James Gunn and Peter Safran.
He says, we took this job. One of the things we were most committed to was to continue the theater going experience and keep it strong for future generations. I love to see that. Going big or going home on the big stage, baby. Bring those people in. I think this is going to be, I don't want to say bombastic film, but I think they're going to use technology at its peak right now for this film. I've been hearing he's doing some really good, unique things when it comes to flying and action. And I think if legitly, if Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is any example, he's going to push the action to, I mean, that hallway scene was unbelievable to me. So yeah, I think we're going to get some really cool things from Superman.
I feel like with Adam Warlock, they used him kind of as like kind of a test idea of like some ideas of what he can do like later on with Superman in terms of like fight scenes and things like that, in terms of what his powers would look like on the big screen.
The crew is in the house. Everybody is there. Chris Holt, Rachel Brosnahan, along with David Cordensweat. I'm sure they're probably going to talk about it as they may. I wonder if they got a couple clips that they're going to show and talk about. I'm not quite sure. Laser has returned. Good to see you in here, Laser. Appreciate you continuing to stick with us here tonight. Bro, a few surprises, huh? Give it to me, James Gunn. Give it to me. I'm constantly refreshing here, y'all.
Ooh, you know who I bet you will make a surprise appearance?
Who? What do you think?
Bradley Cooper, because of the most recent rumor, or maybe it's confirmed, that he's going to be playing Jor-El.
Ooh, you think so? Has that been confirmed? I don't know.
I don't know if it was.
You might be right. I have heard. Yeah, I have heard about it though. I have heard about it.
Like, not my first choice, but I can definitely see him doing a good job in that role.
Oh, some interesting information here from James Gunn as he's talking about things. He says he revealed that he was offered to direct Superman in 2018. He chose to direct the Suicide Squad movie instead. Wait, okay. This is going to be timeline. People are going to be like, conspiracy theory. I need to find out when did all this happen? 2018? Was that after or before the Snyderverse extended cut was released?
No, that was before, because the extended cut for Batman v Superman, or for Justice League, came out in 2020 during the pandemic.
Okay, gotcha.
And so 2018, that makes sense, because that would have been the time that he would have still, I think he was still fired from Disney at that time. I don't remember when Disney rehired him, but I think that was like the time where DC was like, dude, Disney just fired James Gunn. We need to jump on him now. Yeah, exactly.
You're right. Yeah.
Oh, not only that, it was the fact that Disney fired him and the internet was pissed about it. That's why they were like, we need him back. We need to get on this right now.
Yeah, CinemaCon just reports James Gunn talks about the challenges of making Superman for a modern audience. I'm sure that was one. I would not want to be James Gunn, that's for sure. So much pessimism in the world. You know, it's like, how do you bring a character like Superman to the masses these days? So I hope it's I hope it's really hopeful, man, and gives us a really powerful message. I truly do.
Yeah. You know, it would make for like kind of because they're both owned by Warner Brothers, so you could technically do this, but because they have such opposite views on life, a crossover with Rick Sanchez and Superman, because they could not be more opposite if you tried.
Rick Sanchez?
Yeah, from Rick and Morty.
Oh,
because his Superman's whole thing is like every life is like important and all that, but Rick Sanchez is like literally like every life is equally unimportant, because the vast scheme of things nothing matters, whereas Superman thinks like the very opposite, like everything matters. So I don't know. I think that would be kind of I wouldn't want it to be canon or anything. I would want it to be like one of those one-off cheap comic books. But like I think that'd be kind of a fun like crossover to explore.
They have some footage description here from they had a sizzle reel that came up. Man, I'm gonna have. I wish that they would just give the sizzle reel in here. Somebody said the sizzle reel shown full of so much heart, so much warmth, so much hope. New longer looks at everyone, including the moment of Metamorpho. Ooh, nice. David Corenswet is Clark Kent, and David Corenswet is Superman. I love it.
I want to hear.
Yeah, he's nailing these roles, it sounds like. Here we go. We got another update here for you guys. CinemaCon says David dressed as Superman is flying into the sunset, and I felt like I was witnessing the magic of cinema in first person in real time. Nicholas Hoult is on one of his most memorable experiences of filming. So this is Nicholas Hoult talking about David as Superman flying in the sunset, and I felt like I was witnessing the magic of cinema in first person. That's crazy. I wonder what kind of unique things that they're using for his flight sequences here.
I know they had that one, which they also kind of used in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is the kind of GoPro over his head. So you kind of get like, it almost looks like you're right in front of Superman watching him fly. But we only saw like that for a brief shot where his body is like slightly tilting. So I'm wondering if we'll get more scenes like that.
We also have an update here from David Corn and Sweat. We have comments because I'm assuming they're on stage right now talking about the movie. Oops, wrong one. Hold on. This is from Hollywood Handle. It says David Corn and Sweat says that when he saw Nicholas Hoult on the Lex Luthor suit, felt like he was looking at an actual comic book page. So he looks like he's like ripped right out of the comics. That's David Corn and Sweat about Lex Luthor. So I'm going to be going back and forth to this, guys, because comic book CinemaCon and Hollywood Handle have like various different quotes that they're both talking about. CinemaCon, we shot a scene walking through a field at night and the moon was shining behind you, David, and the cape was blowing in the wind. Rachel Brosnahan on a memorable moment of seeing Superman filming. So I guess they're sharing some of their memorable moments. So that's dope. I hope that shot's in the film. So I'm interested in about this Nicholas Hoult thing. David Cornersweat says that when he saw Nicholas Hoult in the Lex Luthor suit, felt like he was looking to an actual comic book page. Like, are we talking about Lex Luthor like wearing a suit, or are we talking about like Lex Luthor in his Lex Luthor like green and purple suit? Like, is that what we're talking about here?
Either way, it would look like something straight out of a comic book.
I mean, you're right, but damn, y'all, they got me trying to speculate on everything at this point. Let's see what else they are talking about here. Great memorable scenes, though, from both Rachel and okay, we got some new quotes also. Let me bring back up CinemaCon. CinemaCon says it's a great honor to play a role that exists so clearly in public consciousness, says David Corn and Sweat. Rachel Brosnahan says, I feel like these stories endure because there's something in them for everyone. You know, I highlighted the idea that there is a Time magazine article right now with David Corn and Sweat. Corn and Sweat, and the gentleman had asked him, like, aren't you worried about being sort of typecast in this role? You know, especially when it comes to people that become superheroes, that it's hard for them to kind of be considered anything else. Like, are you worried about that? He's like, it's Superman. Like, why? Like, if I'm going to be known for anything, like, why would I be worried about it, you know, being known as Superman, sort of thing? And that's true. I mean, look at the legacy that Christopher Reeves left behind for himself. I mean, Brandon Routh, to this day, every time that I see him, I look at him as Superman, even though I see him in other things. You know, he was a Superman. And Henry Cavill, like, I think I enjoy him in other things too, but you know, he's always going to be a level of Superman to me. And Cena Nerd says, yeah, not a bad role to be known for. Like, yeah, you want to typecast me as Superman? Shit, I'll be Superman. That's cool. That's like a legendary character, you know, like I wouldn't complain about that at all.
Yeah, no. What, I'm going to be known as the guy who played the most iconic comic book character of all time for life? Okay. Time,
right? Laser says, I'm so stoked. Me too. I honestly love hearing everybody, the way they talk about this movie, you know. The memorable moments that they just talked about, like a comic book coming in live, seeing David Corn and Sweat flying through the sunset, Rachel Brosnahan describing seeing the moon behind David Corn and Sweat as his cape is flowing. I mean, that just gives me chills, like just comic book vibes all day in regards to it. So I have a feeling this is going to be shot really beautifully by James Gunn. And I think he's talked about in interviews too, like he knows how people feel about his style of filmmaking and stuff, but he knows going into Superman that he can't carry that same tone and vibe in this particular movie. Not to say that there's not going to be moments of humor here and there, but there's definitely got to be moments of levity and heart and emotion. And I think we've seen James Gunn capable of doing that in some of his past movies. And I just think he's got a really good balance of filmmaking for James Gunn. But that's just me though.
Mm-hmm. Because it's like, even though a lot of his movies are like comedy focused, they all do have a lot of like, major heart behind it, and some really good like, serious moments that feel like very relatable. With Superman, I feel like we're gonna get that. It's just not gonna have like quite as many like jokes in between. Like I still feel like we're gonna get a lot of comedy in this movie. I just don't think it'll be as focused on the comedy as like Guardians and Peacemaker were.
I do want to bring up was actually okay. I do gonna real quick. Hopefully, no other information pops up here. I am going to post. Where's this other one at? This other page, just my regular home page here. This is the cast. Everybody on stage right now talking about it. Rachel Brosnahan looking fine as can be. Discussion film says. David Corenswet has praised those who brought Superman adaptations to life in the past, allowing him to ride a path already paved with greatness. DC Film News says James Gunn teases on what to expect in Superman, pocket universes, sorcery, flying dogs, and Mac Fleischer cartoons. Are those original cartoons? I think that might be like the original animation, right? The original ones.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. Wait, pocket dimension. Is it going to be like a pocket dimension, like as in the Phantom Zone?
Ooh, maybe. This is from
by definition, that's a pocket dimension, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Maybe. Yeah, you said the Phantom Zone? Yeah, maybe the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. CinemaCon, it's how unique the dialogue is, how rich the world is, according to Nicholas Holt, on why working with James Gunn is so singular. Oh, I love the sound of that. It's how unique the dialogue is and how rich the world is. And we are coming into a world that's already populated with metahumans. Christopher Holt says the one thing that's that the best thing about James Gunn is how unique he is. I mean, the dude literally brought, and I say this all the time, he literally brought Starro the Conqueror to life, y'all. Like, I mean, who does that? And like makes it credible and frightening all at the same time, right? I mean, it looked ridiculous at first, but then you realize like these little starfishes suck onto your face and possess your body. Like, oh my gosh, it's frightening. But anybody that can bring Starro the Conqueror to life, kudos to them, man. Kudos to them.
That, and this is not a question for comic book fans, but just in general, who cared about the Guardians of the Galaxy before James Gunn?
Yeah, nobody knew who the hell they were. Nobody knew who they were.
Exactly.
David Corenswet, you love watching us. Hold on, wait. Oh, David Corn. Here, let me go back to CinemaCon real quick. I'm gonna I like bringing up these quotes for you guys, so you see I'm not making this shit up myself. This is from David Corenswet. You love watching us work so much and working with artists who are contributing. And it was amazing to be surprised. I usually wear people out with my questions, and you never got worn out. That love is what took us through. I'm assuming he's talking to James. I literally just said that from the Time magazine. Again, if you haven't read the David Corenswet Time magazine article, please go ahead and do so. It's a great interview. But yeah, I love the fact that he even brings up the fact that, you know, I usually wear people out with my questions, and you never got worn out. Talking about his collaboration with James Gunn. That's great to hear, man. That's great to hear.
That's awesome. It's great, like when you can like not only ask those kind of questions, but when you have a director that has those kind of answers.
And the patience, for sure. Cooper says James Gunn is by far the best comic book director of all time, in my opinion. Laser says I agree. He might be up there, maybe top 3 for me. I'm trying to think of other ones off the top of my head. Like right off the bat, the Russo brothers come to mind for me, based off of Civil War, Winter Soldier, Infinity War, Endgame. Outside of that, though, James Gunn might be right there after me. I don't know if I've seen a bad. And this might be. I think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is maybe his weakest film. But I don't think I've seen a bad James Gunn comic book movie. I'm trying to think who my third, maybe Christopher Nolan, even though he's done 3 movies, but the 3 movies he's done have been epic.
Yeah, that's why it's like another director I want to say, but I can't because he's only done 1 movie is Matt Reeves, because damn, the Batman was so good. But again, it's only 1 movie, so I gotta wait and see if like he can keep that momentum going.
Rachel Brosnahan saying she spoke with real life journalists to prepare for the role of Lois Lane.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, I'm seeing other reports. James Gunn teases pocket universes in Superman while discussing the movie on stage.
Now I got to go back and watch the Fletcher cartoons, because I'm curious what he means by expecting that in the movie, because I would assume, unless the pocket universe he's talking about is a cartoon universe, I would assume he doesn't like literally go into the Fletcher like cartoon animation style.
Or maybe it's just something like in the back or something like that in the background. I don't know.
Maybe in Metropolis is inspired by that. Like the design of Metropolis that we see in the movie is inspired slightly by that cartoon.
Oh, could be. Or maybe there's a Superman cartoon series in that world, and it is the Max Fleischer Superman stuff.
That would be great. Oh my God, yes.
By the way, David Cornsweet is a huge Star Wars nerd. In case you guys didn't know, he's a huge Star Wars nerd.
Hell yes. Superman from Superman and Lois is a huge Star Wars nerd, so maybe we can make this version of Superman a Star Wars nerd as well.
CinemaCon, David says if he could play another DC role, he would play Batman. Or Rachel says she would play Lex Luthor, and Nicholas Holt says, "Well, I auditioned for Batman and Superman." Oh.
I love in an interview with James Gunn, someone like asked him when Nicholas Hoult was auditioning for both Superman and Lex Luthor, did you know before he did that he was definitely going to be a better Lex Luthor? And James Gunn's just like, yes. Oh, yes, actually, David Lindelof's Watchmen is amazing.
It was amazing, yeah. Cooper says, to be fair, the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy to me is what Star Wars is to most. Okay, cool. I'm glad it impacted you like that, Cooper. That's pretty badass, man. That's cool. I'm glad you find joy like that in that trilogy. You know what? I love I am a big fan of his holiday special. His Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. It's a staple in my household every year since it's been released. It literally almost brings me to tears every time I watch it, dude. Like, it's really good.
That song that they sing in the beginning is catchier than it has any right to be.
So, yeah, super catchy. I was like, what the hell is this song? And the next thing I know, I'm like, okay, kind of dig it. James Gunn says, this is the movie that celebrates kindness and human love. I can hear people saying this movie's woke already, bro. Already. Kindness and love. Oh God. Like, guys, this is Superman. What the fuck do y'all expect?
It needs to be dark and agey, and Superman needs to, snap Zod's neck, this time without caring. See, Zack Snyder was too much of a pussy. He made Superman sad when he killed Zod. He shouldn't have been sad.
Yeah, man. Cooper says James Gunn and what inspired Crypto and Superman. Oh my God, what if my dog had superpowers? I'd be effed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be
I
screwed.
don't think this is the type of movie that would do that, but you could have a dark gag with that, like of the dog simply just trying to be playful and then just like accidentally causing mass destruction. Like I think it'll do that. I just don't think anyone would get like physically hurt from it. But like, yeah, that is something that if you wanted to do some dark comedy with, you totally could.
Yeah, so this movie celebrates kindness and human love. Nicholas Holt says, I'm so excited to watch this movie with my son. I wonder if they're going to show more. As an icon, it's exciting to finally as an icon. Wait, what? As an icon, it's exciting to finally play an icon. Okay.
That's a bit what would you call that? Narcissistic.
Yeah, I was like, what? Like, is he calling himself an icon? Like, bro, I don't know if you're an icon, Nicholas, but okay. Okay.
He's definitely a big actor for sure, but like I don't know if I'd say icon.
Jeff Snyder says, I like how Corn Sweat, Holt, and Brosnahan are explaining who these characters are. Yeah, that's an interesting quote for him to say there.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
according to One Take News, yes, brand new trailer is being premiered at this moment.
Yes, I just saw that from CinemaCon 2. A world exclusive sneak peek at Superman is now being shown. A world exclusive? That's dropping. That's dropping, dog. I know that's dropping. Keep refreshing, dude. A new scene from Superman is now being showcased for attendees.
I'm gonna keep refreshing until I see it on YouTube.
Bro, that's gotta be something. If it's a world exclusive, bro, that's gotta be to everybody, right? You can't call it a world exclusive and it just be for them.
Refreshing again. So
they've seen the sizzle reel, and now apparently they're looking at a sneak peek. So if it was a trailer, I think they would call it a trailer. I got it. Maybe they see the sneak peek. Well, it's a world exclusive, so this just means to me that everybody's going to see this. Maybe the sneak peek is a trailer, because what are we, like 3 months away from the movie itself dropping? Like, there's got to be an official trailer at some point in time.
Yeah.
But I'm never one to complain if you want to give me a sneak peek and then a trailer on top of it. I'll take both of them. But it is interesting how they're wording that is all.
People expecting an Injustice Superman. Well, I mean, okay, here's the thing. I think the movie technically has a evil Superman. It's just not a multiverse Superman. I think it's meant to be, because we see like an Ultraman looking character in a, what I think it's meant to be an original suit. And the theory that people are going by is that it's going to be a clone who may turn out to be Bizarro by the end of it. So technically you can get something similar to a Injustice Superman.
Yeah, I'm asking for a Bizarro over Ultraman. I really want this to be a Bizarro instead of Ultraman, personally.
Yeah. Start as Ultraman, but then the twist is it's Bizarro.
Look up. Can you Google search DC Comics Pocket Universes and see just what pops up? I'm just kind of curious.
Pocket Universes.
New looks at Hawkgirl and Metamorpho from Superman have debuted. I'm assuming this is this is 28 minutes ago, so this is from the sizzle reel that they're talking about. The sizzle reel showed nude footage of Metamorpho and Hawkgirl.
Man, I'm trying to find just like the clip notes of different Pocket universes, but the pages I'm getting are showing like full on articles. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, the only one that's popping up is the Phantom Zone.
Okay. So yeah, maybe that's.
And now as I keep going, yeah, because the more I scroll down, the more it's just assuming that I mean the multiverse in general. Because yeah, to me, a Pocket universe would have to be like a universe that you go to that isn't connected to any other universes in any way. It's like its own separate dimension. And so the one that kind of feels like it fits that description is the Phantom Zone.
Where did you find the description for the sizzle reel? Let me know where you found it. Oh, never mind. I see it right now. Sneak peek. Hollywood Reporter. Opens on a snowy planet of Krypton. Superman crashes into the ground. He wheezes and bleeds. He whistles for Crypto. Crypto gleefully jumps all over him, causing more pain. Crypto tries to play. Crypto, take me home. Superman says. Crypto licks his face, circles around him, and before finally grabbing his cape and dragging him across the snow. The Palace of Solitude rises from the ground in an icy formation, and the pair go inside. I think that's some of the stuff that we've seen from the trailer of the icicles coming through. Robots lift Superman and carry him. Superman thanks them. The robot states, "There's no need to thank us as we there is no need to thank us as we will not understand." They examine him in the medical office. They blast him with sunlight, and Superman screams. Interesting.
Okay, that's really cool.
It is interesting that they say it opens on the snowy planet of Krypton. I don't think so. I think Hollywood Reporter messed that one up, though, personally. But if you had another description of it, Cooper, let me know where you saw it at.
Yeah, it sounds like they just didn't understand that was just the North Pole.
Yeah, guys, I think you got your stuff backwards. Dang it, where did damn it, I think I lost my connection to CinemaCon. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, they're still are they getting like a standing ovation or something? Like, I haven't seen a new post from them yet. Okay, so we're getting some information now. Laser Michael says the footage is about Crypto. Okay, yeah, so that's what we just pretty much read. Hollywood Handle. Superman sneak peek shows Crypto rescuing him. There's a lot of humor. I'm assuming that's the same one that we're just talking about.
Mm-hmm. Which, yeah, makes sense. A dog's like hopping on you while you're injured. Yeah, it does sound kind of funny.
Okay, so the exclusive CinemaCon footage from Superman will be attached to Minecraft. So I guess that wasn't I guess maybe that's not the sizzle reel that we saw. This feels like very much like the sneak peek that they just showed. Jeff Snyder says Superman looks cool. Oh, here, I'm just gonna pull this up because this is right on my main timeline right now. Yeah, we got a couple things here. So Superman footage shows the Fortress of Solitude rising out of the Arctic, where Crypto takes a badly hurt Superman to heal. DC film news says the exclusive footage from Superman will be attached to Minecraft. The footage is an extended clip of Crypto's taking Superman to the Fortress of Solitude. So that's what we got so far. I'm gonna keep refreshing these though. See what else we got.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's it, dog.
Oh, really?
I think that's it. They really didn't show anything else, huh?
Damn, I was hoping a trailer. I was so sure they would have at least had a trailer that would have been released publicly. Darn.
Man, I think that's it. Yeah, according to Hollywood Handle. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. Hollywood Handle says that's a wrap on the Warner Brothers panel. Make sure to follow. Yeah, that could explain. I was like, why aren't they talking about anything else? Like, what's taking this thing so long to refresh? Is because that's literally the last thing that they talked about. Oh, that's a little bit of a bummer, dude.
Yeah. Yep. No Clayface, and we didn't get a trailer.
Bruh, we didn't get a trailer. We didn't get a trailer. Average, bruh.
Yeah, it's so weird because, like, again, you brought it up. Like, we're 3 months away from it.
What's the next big event that's coming?
Can't think of it because Comic-Con, but like, yeah, Superman's going to be out in theaters before that.
Laser, the WB panel is over now. Yeah, bro. Cena Nerd says, actually, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I needed it, man. I needed something, Cena Nerd. I needed something. Like, give me the sizzle reel, bro. Can I get the sizzle reel, please? Can you drop that for me at least? Can I see that somewhere? Oh man, that's a bummer, dude. No Supergirl stuff. Like, what day are you waiting for, my guy? Like, what day are you waiting on?
I'll do another refresh on YouTube just in case they post it. Doesn't look like it though.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we got anything. Doesn't look like we got anything. That's a little bit of a bummer, man. I was really hoping that we would get some big news here today. I mean, look, it's always great. And the fact that they said surprises, but it was only shown to the people at CinemaCon. I mean, yeah, look, CinemaCon definitely got the surprises. He said, we got a few surprises for you. They definitely got surprises. They got a sizzle reel. They got a sneak peek. They got the actual cast out there to talk about the movie itself. So look, CinemaCon, if you at CinemaCon, you ate good. You ate good. It may be worth $1,600 to attend next year if it's going to be this kind of closed off to just the people kind of in attendance. Yeah, no Batman news either. Laser says no Supergirl. Yeah, man, all my predictions just went out the window, bro. I was really hoping that we would get something big here tonight. I feel like I'm like over 5 on my predictions these days, man. It sucks.
I thought we were going to get like something from one of the Batman, whether it's the Batman or the DC Universe Batman.
Yeah, I guess that Robert Pattinson thing was in fact a April Fool's joke for sure. But yeah, I guess, look, am I disappointed? Absolutely. But the big question is like, if not now, when? To be fair, and I'm just going to throw this out here too, okay? Cooper says Sony winning CinemaCon right now. Cena Nerd says, think James is bruised from the Flash panel from CinemaCon. Yeah, maybe. To be fair, okay, Karate Kid Legends yesterday had a big panel and they showed the trailer there, but they didn't drop the trailer until today, the following day. And so I do wonder if it's going to be a case of maybe tomorrow. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm just saying it's just a idea that maybe it's something that they drop tomorrow. They gave people a sneak peek, but they give it says world exclusive. So maybe the sneak peek drops tomorrow, maybe a trailer drops tomorrow. I guess my question is just like, if not now, when? Because I'm still expecting at least 2 trailers. And April, when's this come out? July 11th or something like that? May, June, July. So we're not quite 3 months away, but we're getting pretty close. And I think like the first trailer should at least been dropped by now. Like, because if anything, I would expect the second trailer to come out at least a month and a half prior. So April feels like the day. April feels like the month to me. Is there a big superhero movie coming out this month? I don't think so. Is there any other big Warner Brothers movies coming out this month? Maybe Sinners, right? Wait, when does Sinners come out?
Ooh, actually, there's 2. Okay. Yeah, so we got Sinners, and then we also have the Minecraft movie. I think I could see them saving it for either one of those 2.
When is? But I think they said they were going to show it on Minecraft. When's Minecraft come out?
April 4th.
Okay, so maybe so and when is Sinners? April 11th?
Oh, I totally forgot. Let me double check that. Sinners is April 18th.
Okay, so I can see they mentioned the idea they were going to attach the sneak peek to Minecraft. So maybe you attach this to Minecraft for 2 weeks, and then your next big film, Sinners, that I think is going to draw a lot of people. You got a former comic book writer in Ryan Coogler that's going to be there. I maybe in the next 2 weeks, Stuart. I would say or maybe that's almost 3 weeks, but 2.5 weeks. I say before Sinners comes out. I say that week Sinners comes out, we get ourselves a trailer so that it winds up putting it in front of that movie. Otherwise, I think it's dangerous to go into May without a big trailer. I'm just being honest. I think 3 months in, with 3 months to go, no big trailer. Besides the teaser, I don't want to say it's dangerous, but it's like it makes me question the marketing just a tad bit. So yeah, I say Minecraft this week, let that run for like 2 weeks, and then the week of Sinners, maybe drop it online and attach it to Sinners for people that go see the movie. That would be, if I had to guess, as to like the next big thing that maybe WB is waiting for. Maybe that could be it in order to bring some people to the theaters.
Yeah. I would agree. It'll probably be like during one of those 2 movies to get people to see them, especially because like I think Minecraft probably already has hype, but I think that there's still probably some people not sure about Sinners. So I think that they go in knowing that trailer is going to be attached to it. Hopefully that'll bring up the box office for that movie, and then also
Average says, I hope we get something on both Supergirl and Clayface, at least logo reveals. Look, one of the things that we talked about is, could the Supergirl reveal take away from the focus heavy Superman stuff? And I could see there being an argument that would be the case. So maybe let's not show anything else when that's really our closest movie that's going to be dropping soon. So let's just focus on Superman as of right now. But I can see after tomorrow, or maybe even maybe this week of CinemaCon, we get something like that, a first look, now that the Superman sneak peek and panel is out of the way. I do think it's up in the air for us to get some more stuff here relatively soon. Cooper says, if they're attaching a 5-minute trailer to Superman, think I've heard it won't be out till at least Friday. I'm expecting Monday, possibly. Yeah, I say I'm still gonna stick with my 2 weeks here for Sinners, but yeah, you never know. Nick, closest superhero movie coming is also Thunderbolts. Yeah, but I think that's in May. I don't want to wait till May. I do not want to wait till May. But that's just me, though. That's just me. Laser, what a fun stream. This channel is peak. Appreciate it, man. Hey, Laser, look, man.
Thanks.
Share. Yeah, we really appreciate it. Share these videos anytime. Like the videos. It really helps us out. I'm going to check out your channel as well, Laser. So I really appreciate the support, man. Next panel. Yeah, most likely people watch this weekend the Minecraft movie. Yeah, I think the sneak peek is going to be attached to that. Average says, I hope San Diego Comic-Con reveals something for Supergirl and Clayface. I think if DC is in attendance, I could see that being a big reveal for both of those films for sure.
Yeah.
And then the next panel I'm excited for is the Marvel Studios panel, which is Thursday. Yeah, it is in fact Thursday. I don't know the time yet, but I won't be live. I won't be live to do the Disney panel, but what I will try and do is at least maybe do a live review of all the stuff that Disney talked about, and really highlighting mostly Marvel stuff, as that what we really love to talk about. But so maybe I'll do a live review on Thursday evening for you guys. So stay tuned in that regards. No live stream, but a live review. Joel says DC will not be at San Diego Comic-Con. They confirmed it. Well, that's one less opportunity, man. One less opportunity. So who knows? I think if anything, again, this is just my speculation. Sneak peek on Minecraft. Sinners is the next big movie out of there. Maybe drop the trailer that week and attach as a Sinners. Really get people into the movie theaters for Sinners. So I think there's a 2-week window here where we could get a trailer. I don't know anything. That's just my own speculation. But I think in between that time, I would love to see is at least a Supergirl suit reveal. Please. Hopefully we get some of that stuff within the next 2 weeks. But you guys see how my predictions have been going. Not so great. Cena Nerd says, enjoy the engagement with this chat. If Disney is later on in this week and they push a trailer out until next week or so. Yeah, I think they might want to wait for some stuff. But we'll see. We'll see, guys. But that will do it for us here at A+ Hero Report. We really appreciate you guys certainly coming through, sticking with us for the 2.5 hours that we were live today. Stuart, buddy, I'm glad you were able to join us today, man. How did you like the stream overall?
Good stream. I wish we had more images that we were able to show off, but it kind of makes sense. I guess with how expensive CinemaCon is, it makes sense that they want to keep it like as exclusive as possible. But it was still cool, like learning about these, learning about the news as it was coming out. That was a lot of fun. Cena Nerd just like posted time to watch Daredevil. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, somebody even said, Adam Hlavik said on Twitter, no new Superman trailer, because why would you do that when April 18th is right around the corner? Is April 18th, is that a Superman Day too? Is that a Superman Day? No, I don't think that's Superman Day.
I don't know.
April 18th is the release date of Sinners, though.
Then if that's the case, that might be what they're referring to. April 18th.
I don't think that's
the year. It was apparently the year of the Great San Francisco earthquake in 1906.
Yes, no, Superman Day is actually, I think, June 13th or something like that. Oh, actually, know what? No, never mind. It's Superman Day on April 18th.
Oh.
So Superman Day. Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot more sense then. Superman Day event for April 2025, April 18th. Is that right? Let me just double check this, because I'm seeing,
when I googled it, it said Superman Day with. Oh wait, here we go. Superman Day is celebrated on April 18th, commemorating the date of Superman's first debut in Action Comics issue.
Boom.
Okay,
there you go.
I didn't know that.
Problem solved.
Perfect.
Yeah. I've been seeing a couple of other things, but yeah, I've been seeing.
Yeah, because when I first googled it,
it's a June 12th.
Yeah, exactly. So that's weird.
So yeah, just in time for Superman Day and Sinners. So yeah, I think that's a great time period in which they'll probably drop it. So look forward to it then guys. But that'll do it for us here. As far as content coming your way this week, we will be having a Daredevil Born Again review dropping sometime. If not tomorrow, then definitely on Thursday, or maybe Friday, with everything that's going on with CinemaCon. But we will have a Daredevil Born Again episode 7 review for you guys later on this this week. If there's any other big news that drops throughout the week as well, we'll certainly be talking about it here. And then, of course, join us live Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Time. We'll probably wrap up CinemaCon, some of the biggest things that we took away from it, talk about that and any other big news that dropped this week, guys. But Stuart, if people want to find you on social media, man, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at TurboStew01 and same with Letterboxd at TurboStew01.
And you guys can find us everywhere here at A Plus Opinions. Very active over on social media. Check us out over on our Facebook page as well. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. We're also on TikTok at Hero Reports. But other than that, guys, we'll certainly see you later on this week. And until next time, do us a big favor. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A Plus. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.